felt this feeling before. As I reach for the stars beyond the symphony bar, I can see you glide through the door. And although you're shaking, you move with such ease and finesse. Never once in my life I was relieved of stress, because I knew exactly what you went through.
Broadcasting from the Studio Clubhouse, Radio Free Radio, WRFR, Hampton, Virginia.
Is it Tuesday again?
It's Tuesday and it's 8 o'clock.
I'm so excited because it's 8 o'clock. It's Tuesday. It's time for Popped, and I'm joined, as always, by Keith and by Sarah, and Justin's over there running the boards and pressing buttons, and I'm Matt Wade, and everybody loves me because I'm not abrasive at all.
Yeah, Tuesday kind of snuck up there.
Tuesdays are awesome because you got popped.
And tacos.
And tacos. Oh, there we go.
If
The
you
phone
want,
was it looked like it had moisture in it because there is a lot of moisture in the air and in the studio. I just want to take a moment to remind everybody, if you like what you hear here on Popped, you could go on the YouTube now. We're actually live streaming on YouTube. The YouTube content will be locked after tonight, and you won't be able to see it again for another 2 weeks. But you can watch along live as you listen. And we've got like a chat room, and you can say mean things.
Or you
to
can
me.
call in if you don't, if you want to watch us and call us.
757-848-5920, which is.
I'm not saying it.
Say it.
I'm not saying it.
757
Titley 20.
She said it. Oh, there's so much going on.
Oh, and they can tweet us too.
You can also tweet us. Don't forget to tweet us. It's at No Radio Radio
or at Pop Show.
And if
that's
you're
the
in
one
the
I was
mood,
going for.
If you're in the mood for a little sanity, it'll be me running the Twitter and the YouTube.
So they're gonna have like
the smart one.
They're gonna have actual well thought out responses instead of just like, yes,
you suck too. You are no longer allowed to listen to Radio Free. Oh, too many characters.
Yeah.
So guys,
DMF actually kind of fits right in a tweet.
Yeah, that's a great hashtag. It's short.
It is. It's nice and simple to the point. So we went to AwesomeCon this weekend.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
It was awesome. Although I kind of spent most of the time standing in line. It was Peter Capaldi's, I guess, his debut appearance at AwesomeCon.
And he's not going to be able to do many of these.
He does
at his advanced age.
I don't think he does do many of them. But like this weekend, he was in Dallas for 2 days, and then on Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday he managed to make it to DC. And that was the one day we decided, we wanted to be there because I wanted to get my picture with him, and I did. It's awesome. We also got our picture with Captain Jack or Merlin from Arrow.
Yes.
He did lean in a little more towards me at the in the picture, but everybody was there to see Capaldi, and so everything was running behind. It feels like
that's a big bit. Or a big get. Everything's a bit. It feels like it's a big get.
I think it was, and everyone was there for that on Sunday. Because what
does that include you?
Oh yeah.
Did you get to see the 14th Doctor?
The 12th Doctor. Yes.
No, you're not even
they're only at
close.
12.
Yeah, well,
Dr. Grumpy.
Yeah.
Don't do numbers.
yeah,
Okay.
she does it. In Dr. Pinstripe, Dr. Celery. She
She's
doesn't know.
Dr. Grumpy?
He's Dr.
Yeah,
Grumpy,
Dr. Grumpy.
Which
is-
one's Dr. Celery?
fifth Doctor.
Yeah, see, I don't know their numbers.
He's the young one from the 60s with the dapper polo, the dapper coat, and
Oh.
always played
Yes.
the crow.
And here's some fun Whoception for you. Dr. Pinstripe, who is 10,
Yes.
is married to Dr. Celery's daughter. So the doctor is his own father-in-law.
Can somebody give me a name?
And here's the best part.
David
And-
Tennant married
Ooh,
There you
okay,
go.
I like
And-
him.
married Georgia Moffat, who's the daughter of Peter Davidson,
And here's the best
which
part.
is the fifth Doctor.
He married his daughter in the show. Like she played his daughter. So that means that not only is he his own father-in-law, he's his own great grandfather-in-law too. Yeah.
Oh.
Wrap your
Word
noodle around that
sentences
one.
and phrases Sarah never thought she'd be saying 2 years ago.
This is why I refuse to regenerate.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I mean, it's good for a good facelift every once in a while. But
So
Yeah,
what else
that's
was
true.
what else was going on at Awesome Con?
they had some
Can't-
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. folks, lots of artists. I'm trying to think. Honestly, we didn't get much time to explore because the con opened at 10. The photo for John, like if you were a Who fan and there for the Who stuff, you had no time for
we
shit.
missed Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith was there on Saturday.
And Bill Nye the Science
but
Guy
I heard he didn't
was there
really
Saturday night.
rub elbows. You know, some of them are better than others when it comes to
Which
interaction
is
with
weird
fans.
because I saw Kevin Smith when he was running around with Red State.
Yeah,
and
sometimes
he
it's
was
great. You know,
very.
I've
generous.
always heard that he's very like great with his time with his fans, but I just think Saturday he was rushed or jet lagged
Yeah.
or something.
The busy people.
He's also getting older.
Well, you know, I mean, he's in the middle of projects, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have something going? I mean, he's always got something going on.
You
He's
call
a
him that.
working
In
director.
fact, I feel like
Uh,
calling them projects is. And
He's in between.
I'm not talking him. I'm not talking bad about his recent movies, but he's doing movies that he wants to do,
Yeah.
and that's really admirable.
Isn't he doing the? No, wait. Is he
Yoga
doing the?
Hosers is coming out
Yeah,
next.
that's the one I'm thinking
I'm gonna
of.
try to get tickets.
They
to
just had a
see it,
new
I
poster come out for that too this week.
did.
I think.
I think he's playing like a little
And-
bratwurst man.
Okay, and
It
Stan.
looks like a fun movie.
It does, and I think Stan Lee is going to have a cameo in it. I think I saw that as well this week.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I like Awesome Con. It's my second one. Last year I went for the Turtles voice acting cast, which was a lot of fun.
there were
Not
some
gonna be able to top that
complaints.
for you.
There were some complaints.
How about that line?
Well, oh god, we got there. Okay, this was our schedule for Sunday, and
it looked like you guys were in a convention for standing in line.
we were.
We were.
It was
And
a
we-
line
okay.
convention.
Okay,
all
it opened
comic
at
book
10.
conventions are.
Our first commitment was the John Barrowman photo op at 11, and we got in there and went to go check it out, and their way for organizing the photo op lines was horrible. Last
it
year
was
was really
pretty
good.
dumb.
This year was just shit.
They didn't
but
do
I
a
mean,
great job with that.
who am I to say anything? I'm not running any convention, so
yeah, that's kind
but-
of what we took away from it too. It's like, you know, they're putting on this big whole thing.
yeah.
You know, they've got all these people attending. I mean, we've never done it.
you got to coordinate thousands of people.
It's a lot of work.
But so the John Barrowman thing was at 11:15. We got there. The line for Peter Capaldi was
it
just
crazy.
it was massive. It could have taken up half of the convention center where they had us in that exhibit hall. It was ridiculous. Fast forward to the end of the day. Apparently, though, if you didn't buy tickets to get his signature that morning, you couldn't get his signature after his Q&A panel. So I didn't get my little autograph from Peter Capaldi. So we pieced out about 4:00.
Yeah.
But I mean, their photo ops were running behind. Just for Peter Capaldi alone, everyone else seemed to be going fine. But Capaldi was so wanted, and the lines were so long
Yeah,
for it.
too
It
many
was just-
people.
yeah.
Did you get any good loot?
I got that Super Grover pop.
Oh, nice.
got a
nice.
Doctor Who
We were talking
book.
about that. Just a couple of grown men last week talking
Yep.
about which Sesame Street pops we want.
Saw it for $10. I was like, I'm getting it.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good call. I'm gonna
Um,
get that eventually.
she got a Dalek T-shirt.
I like the Daleks.
Say no to Daleks. Say
Makes
no to
sense.
extermination.
Aw.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't want to be exterminated.
No one does.
No one does.
But honestly, I spent so much time standing in line for the Capaldi thing and then being behind schedule. I didn't get to explore much.
Yeah.
It was we got to do a little bit, but not much. Not as much as we normally do.
feel like
There weren't
that's,
any pictures, and we apologize. I mean, we got a few pictures
you
on the
feel like
Pop's
that's
Facebook.
that's
but-
going to
Well-
be like the future of cons. Do you think they've gotten to a point where they're just so?
No, I think if they're done right, they can be. I think if you schedule it properly and make sure that, okay, yeah, if we're gonna have a Peter Capaldi, let's back off some of the guests. let's not have as many guests as we normally do because we're going to have a big one, and that's going to take a lot of manpower to maintain.
I'll tell you, for the most part, I don't like cons. I don't like cons basically because I don't care about meeting the people. And it's not to say
not the actors and stuff.
Yeah, like the actors and the like that.
At this point, that's
I
kind of
don't care for that stuff.
If there's someone there that I want to see, I'll go. If
Yeah.
not, meh. Like Tidewater Comic Con was Ernie Hudson.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This one was Peter Capaldi. Last Awesome Con was the Turtles voice cast. I'm trying to think. We've done Rhode Island. Who was at Rhode Island? Henry Winkler. We got to meet
Henry
him.
Winkler was
That
at Rhode
was a-
Island.
That seems like a
We
weird
didn't
get
go.
for
We
a-
didn't go all the way to Rhode Island just to meet Henry
Right.
Winkler, but we were up there for a half
No, we
marathon
went
for
so
her.
I could run 13 miles. like
Yeah,
a
which
lunatic.
doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any.
doesn't.
You have a car. I've seen it.
Yeah, I could also run 13 miles in Virginia without paying, but I sure
Good
didn't.
point. Still, again, I don't. You've got a
I don't get
car.
the whole running thing, but she does it. I support her. Whatever. But yeah, that's if there's somebody there I want to see. I mean, because the problem I've seen with these cons is that up and down the East Coast, which is the ones we typically go
Yeah.
to, it's a lot of the same vendors and stuff. But sometimes there's some new
know.
stuff. We got what was it? Movie Buff, the new
Oh
new-
yeah, that
a
looks
new
like
card
fun.
game. That you play
Oh,
when you
that
put a
sounds
movie
fun.
in. Yeah. So when we get that, we should be getting that in like a week or two, and we can do a review on it.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I think it actually will be a good thing to play on air because the way it works is it's just like a stream of consciousness game. So you say a movie, right? Say a movie.
Ballbusters 3.
It's not a
Ghostbusters.
It is.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, it's a
Okay.
movie.
So then you turn over the first card, and the first card says something like actor. And then he says Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
And the next card says
It's a re-
dialogue. And it just keeps going
And
until you get
it's a recall.
stumped.
You got to know an actor, know a line,
Yeah.
know a fun fact or
So
something.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be terrible at this.
Oh my God. You'll dominate
Are
everybody.
you serious?
Yeah. Because
No.
I freeze up.
Oh well.
She just asked me to name a movie. I gotta.
You said Ballbusters 3.
I gotta make a.
I gotta
I gotta
say, it
make a
wasn't as
confession
strong
that
as
wasn't-
Ballbusters
that
1
wasn't
and
a real
2.
movie.
It wasn't.
I don't. Yeah.
I thought I saw the DVD on the
No,
shelf.
No, it's. Well,
Oh, that was
man,
that was Gangbusters 3.
yeah, it was way different. It's about prohibition.
Let's
wanna do a little news?
Let's talk
Yeah.
about some news.
We're gonna switch this up. Sarah's gonna be doing the news. It's not because
Sarah's-
Matt just didn't put his laptop in front of him.
No, that's not it at all.
I'm just trying to.
We're trying to empower female voices here at
Yeah.
Radio Free Radio, and since I happen to be the only one, we're gonna do it. I'm the only one today.
I'd say there's 1.5 female voices on the show. I'll let you guys fight over who you think they have. It's me. I'm a little girly.
Well, I know I'm the one.
I'm a little girly.
Okay, so yes, time for news.
News with
What's
Sarah.
trending?
News.
So what's happening in the world of pop culture news?
Well, it looks like the Justice League Dark may be released as an animated feature.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I almost prefer it at this point, just because of how disappointed I've been with DC movies
No.
and
yeah,
how
but
much
Keith,
I've
you always
loved
said that the
DC
animated stuff
animation.
was good.
Yeah, DC animated always. I mean, knocks it out of the park. I honestly had never heard of Justice League Dark. And do you have any background info? I mean, I know I know Constantine's in it. So for
they're
those of us
like
that aren't,
mystical characters. So
Okay.
you got like Constantine, maybe Swamp Thing. I forget who was there.
I don't know. I thought Constantine in the TV show was.
Zatanna.
Oh, okay.
So if you like your
Sexy
words
magicians.
backwards.
Well,
Other people. I haven't read it in a while.
but I mean,
I
it
started
could-
reading it with the it was a new 52 book.
Okay.
And I started reading it. I read the first maybe 10 issues and then kind of gave up like a lot of the new 52 books.
Well, now we've got.
but it's their like the Book of Magic.
okay, but here's my
is
question.
in it.
If DC does well with animated and not with live action, is it a casting thing? Because you got to think, if there's someone making, writing good scripts,
Do you
and-
want my opinion?
I'm just curious.
I think it's absolutely been the guys at the top.
So this is like a,
Zack Snyder.
it's like a director thing.
I feel like it's a director thing.
Now,
I think I look back at Batman versus Superman, and everything I don't like about that movie is absolutely a choice that was made.
now how
by the
much
director.
control does the director have?
In that
Like,
case, a lot of it.
Because here's the thing. I feel like you couldn't be tapped to direct a Marvel movie unless you would agree to certain focal points of the vision.
Well, with
Right?
with Marvel.
the character, or are we doing a Vision movie now that I didn't hear about?
Not.
I
Not.
got it.
I see what you did there.
Marvel
I'll
has a
shut
guy.
up. I'm gonna turn my mic off. Go ahead.
Marvel has a guy at the time. At the
Crowd
time,
tonight.
they've got Kevin Feige, who basically is the architect for everything that's been happening in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. DC kind of wanted Zack Snyder to be that guy, so they
But now
kind of it was more director focused. Because if you noticed, Darren Aronofsky, the guy that did the Christopher Nolan. So Christopher Nolan kind of came in to executive produce, but if I remember correctly, there was some friction between what he was wanted to do and what Zack Snyder wanted to do.
Okay.
So he kind of was like, I don't need this shit. I'm out. So Zack Snyder. But if you look recently, there's been a lot of developments of DC's kind of been like, enough with this.
No, now they
We
got
could have
Jeff-
made a lot more money with Batman versus Superman. Not that they didn't, but they could have made a lot more.
Sure.
And so they've said, you know what? What are we doing? We got Jeff Johns over here. We're not in a Marvel situation. Warner Brothers owns DC.
Right.
We've got Jeff Johns, who's basically doing this for the DC universe in the comic form. Let's pull him over and have him run the movie. So
and Jeff Johns has a background in comics. I mean, he wrote a lot of. I know
he's
Flash
been with
stuff.
DC for a long time.
Okay.
He's been one of the top guys at DC for a while.
Yeah.
Especially, and then once Jim Lee came over, it was Jim Lee was running the shop for a little while.
I mean, but it's somebody who knows comics
he
and knows
he
these
specifically
characters.
knows DC.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to see the guy who's in charge of your comic book division and putting him directly in charge of the cinematic universe. So I think we're going to see some changes. I have a feeling that after Justice League, I feel like Zack Snyder's going to be out. I kind of thought they were going to back out. They must have had some kind of ironclad deal, because I thought that they were going to back out of Snyder after BVS. But this Jeff Johns thing, I mean, none of us really know exactly what the situation is. He's probably putting the screws to Zack Snyder to make sure that this Justice League movie doesn't fall short of their expectations. And that's not saying anything about Batman versus Superman, because it made a ton of money, but it fell short of what they were expecting it to do, and it could have made a lot more.
Right.
If it wasn't such a polarizing film. But I mean, we can't all have Marvel home runs, and Marvel's not going to have her home runs forever. I think that I can't wait. I will say I cannot wait to see BVS again, because I have a feeling that that's an interesting movie with a lot of interesting choices.
I am going to get the rated R version and see how well that shows compared to what it was.
I've been reading reports that it's not very good.
So speaking of
and you're the one-
home runs,
Okay.
Warcraft pre-sales in China are good.
Because Chinese love them some Warcraft. They actually ran. China was always behind with the World of Warcraft because of censorship issues and whatever.
Right.
And then the Panda expansion pack, and they're like, "What are you doing? This is sacred." So, but World of Warcraft has always been huge over in China, so that doesn't surprise me at all. It'll be interesting what this movie turns out to be. I think we're going to probably talk a little bit more about it later, but
Yeah.
Duncan Jones is a good director. And did you hear his dad's dead?
No, who's his dad?
David Bowie. Dead. Apparently.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed Moon. So,
I love Moon.
and I didn't realize, I was reading the other day, that Jake Gyllenhaal movie was actually like a sequel to that, apparently.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like some trilogy of movies that like Duncan Jones is trying to do, and there's gonna be a third one now,
Was it one of those like it's a sequel, as in it's like
part of the same universe kind of thing.
that's weird.
Yeah.
I liked that movie too.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see that movie?
No, I
It's
didn't.
worth it.
I saw
It's worth a
Moon.
look.
Moon's amazing.
You know what? The problem with that movie. Why can't I not come up with the name?
Moon.
No, the other movie.
It's something that's like
Something Code.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I thought
Minority
that
Code.
I thought that
Pulling it
the concepts that movie kind of introduced, that Tom Cruise movie, I felt did it way better. The
Source
Edge of
Code.
Tomorrow, Source Code. That's it.
up. Yeah.
I thought Edge of Tomorrow actually did it in a way more entertaining way.
I enjoyed Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow it got a bad rap.
It
That
did.
got
I think it was
poor
marketed wrong.
Poor marketing and got a bad rap. That was a fun movie.
Yeah, I
That was a
enjoyed it
really fun movie.
tremendously, and I'm not even a huge Tom Cruise guy.
No, No,
So
Well,
'cause he's creepy.
Superman.
people.
a
So
little bit.
creepy, kidnaps people. Not a good segue, but I'm going with it. Superman will
Also
show up
kidnaps people.
in
Very
season 2 of Supergirl. Now, here's the thing I loved about this. When I read this article, it was so obviously Dean Cain, and they just like blurred out his face. Like it's all like, who's it gonna be? Because that was the question. Who are they gonna cast as
Yeah, but
Superman?
Dean
in the
Cain's
show?
already her dad.
No, I know, but I'm telling you, in the like Photoshop
Well,
picture,
I didn't
they
read
just
any of the
blurred out his
stories
face.
because I didn't watch Supergirl, which I'll watch it for season 2 because
Here's
they
the
got it
thing.
off of that evil CBS.
Here's the
Put it on CW,
That's
so it'll
exactly
be
the
on
thing.
Hulu.
Yeah, I
I
can
think
watch it now.
CBS shot Supergirl in the face because they have
Wouldn't have
that
affected her.
that really well they have that really crappy
And the
app
photo's already out
that
for that one.
it, that like what?
Nothing. Continue. Photos of her getting shot in the face.
Oh my god. I gotta get a new show. So what was I even talking about? Oh, CBS.
Yeah.
So they
CBS
have that
sucks.
crappy app that they overcharge for. You get all
Not even overcharge. They charge for. They're one of the main threes.
Yeah, well, that's the thing though. It's like the other two are on Hulu, right?
Right.
NBC and ABC are on Hulu,
Right.
and Fox is on Hulu. And even though some
And
of
CW is on Hulu.
yeah, even though, but like they refuse to do it, and it's to their detriment, and
It
they just
is.
need to nut up and accept maybe more of a loss than they're willing to accept because
Or, you know,
their
modern
shows.
technology.
Well, they think they're all great because their shows are leading. I mean, CBS is always coming in first.
Yeah.
It's because of Big Bang Theory, and that's really about it.
Well, it doesn't matter
I
why
hate
they're
that show.
they're still in first. It doesn't matter why.
I am.
And because of that, it makes them do egotistical and dumb things. Like, and they're going to be a victim of their own success.
Well,
But now
Supergirl
that
belongs on CW.
it does.
It does.
Supergirl does belong on CW. That's where Flash lives, right?
Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah. So I mean, that's sort of DC's little home.
And-
I would love to see them. You know, they do crossovers, and they kind of love that. And
Well,
they,
they're already teasing the crossover of all four.
right. Well, I really want them to build like a
They're-
universe that works with their movies. I don't really
Yeah.
expect
It's not
it.
going to happen.
I know,
They-
but I
they've
want
already
them
broken
to.
up.
But
I
I
mean,
want them to.
They've even like
They should.
for those that watch Arrow, the Speedy, I can't think of her name, Willa Holland or something like that. She's basically pulled what Chloe Bennett did for Marvel and was like, yeah, we were going to use Suicide Squad, but DC came in and said, no, we're going to use that for our movie. So kill off all your Suicide Squad characters.
Suicide Squad was
Scooby
already
Squad.
the Scooby Squad. The Suicide Squad. No, I'm F. Suicide Squad was already on Arrow, though, right?
Scooby Squad.
It was on Arrow, and they were planning to make it bigger because in one of the episodes of Arrow, like early on, I want to say season 2, where they had like Deadshot and stuff
Yeah.
in it, they showed the jail cells for Argus, and you heard like a Harley Quinn voice, and you saw some other names that were going to be lined up for Suicide Squad,
Well,
but then DC was like, "Oh no, we're doing this for a movie." So
And now
don't pursue that.
Arrow's lost Deathstroke. Like
Uh,
they can't bring Deathstroke back on, reportedly because of that.
really, I hadn't heard that.
That's what I read. That-
Okay.
Yeah, that they want to bring Deathstroke on because I guess Arrow's kind of needs a little bit of a
It does need a boost,
now.
but
And,
Deathstroke. I mean, Deathstroke is still alive in that universe.
yeah. But
So
apparently
what?
they can't use him because they have
That's-
bigger plans for the Deathstrokes.
Well, that's weird. I mean, I like the character, so I mean, he's.
Oh yeah,
I think
everybody
it'll be
loves him.
good. So, but
Hey, it's like Deadpool.
yeah, imagine that. Wade Wilson, Slade Wilson.
Weird.
Wow.
What a
Hmm.
coincidence.
They before we got on air, I did see that they're actually CW has like a web series thing called CW Seed. I don't know why it's called Seed. It's just what it is. Don't give me those looks, Matthew.
Okay.
And one of their series is Vixen, and it's an animated series, and they have a
Mhm.
voice actress on there. And in Arrow this past season, I think early on in season 4, she actually shows up in live action form and comments on like Green Arrow was like, "Oh yeah, our last adventure was animated." But
Mhm.
she's actually going to be brought on to Legends of Tomorrow
Okay.
because spoilers.
She is a black woman, right?
Yes, she's
Okay.
a black woman. They've
I
killed
don't-
Captain Cold off, but he's still going to show up in all the shows somehow.
Makes sense.
So, do you think that Supergirl moving off CBS is going to hurt CBS?
No,
Okay.
like you said, they're always on top
Yeah,
anyway.
but-
And it wasn't that big of a
so,
raising-
listener
ratings.
Alexis says
okay.
that Big Bang is going down, and I completely agree. As I mean, not going down, but like it's going downhill. And as much
Go-
as
How can it? When you're at the bottom of the hill,
oh,
how?
all right. I mean, in subject matter and
Sorry, you've hit on a.
I don't know. I don't mind Big Bang Theory. It was my treadmill show for a long time. But I mean,
It's nerd face.
yeah. Well,
It's nerd face.
oh my gosh.
I
What
mean,
it is.
Okay, let's
people
find a
talk to me
reason
about it.
for the
Do you want-
privileged white man to
Would
be
you like
offended.
to know? Would you like? I'm not offended. I'm just. It's garbage, and there was a much better show on that deserved those big ratings
Uh-huh.
called Community.
Yeah,
That
Community
actually was a
good.
nerdy show. But see, here's what they did with their nerdiness.
They
They
kicked out the
wrote it
creator?
into the story. I sympathize with this dude. I totally relate to Dan Harmon. Sometimes you've got to get kicked off your own show. Whereas Big Bang Theory just write like, ooh, see, they're nerds, so let's write them as nerd. Community had a show at an episode where one of the characters thought he was in an animated G.I. Joe.
that was awesome.
Complete with like real commercial parodies
Yeah.
for like the G.I. Joe toys.
Or when they were in that 8-bit video game.
That's
Try
how
to-
you appeal to nerds.
Yeah.
With the Big Bang Theory, obviously they don't care about appealing to nerds. They want to just show this is what stereotypical smart nerds are like with their Asperger behavior. And let's trot them out in front of the cool kids and so that they can laugh at them.
Well, I'm
Screw that show.
they're crying into their giant piles of
I
money.
know. And
Yeah.
look where my show is.
Well,
Question mark?
Which one?
It's almost done.
John Boyega joins Pacific
Oh, well, I
Rim.
have one more question about Superman.
Superman.
Because I didn't see this. I didn't read the story because I was like, I'm not in yet. I'll read the story next year, next season. Did they say what they were going to do with Superman? Are they casting a new Superman?
They're going to cast a Superman. They
Yeah,
just
they
don't know
have
who. That's all it is. He's going to
What's Tom
appear.
Welling doing?
That's what I want to know. That's who I'm shooting for.
I have a feeling he aged poorly.
I don't know. Let's find a picture of this Tom
It's
Welling.
been what?
He was a
like-
handsome man back in the early 2000s.
I gotta
feel like
say
it's
though,
been a
you
while.
know,
They got to go a little younger. Huh?
I only got maybe 4 or 5 episodes in before I got behind and then couldn't catch up because CBS sucks.
Yeah. no.
Oh, and also like I couldn't figure out how to very legally download the episodes because I kept clicking on Sexy Singles by mistake. There's like 4 download
Well,
buttons.
they are in your area.
They are in my area. And they
So-
all want to talk to me. I couldn't
Is it-
believe it. Yeah.
Instantly. They just
Yeah,
happen to know
they-
you were online.
They do. They're 22 Fs.
I don't
There's
know.
Tom Welling up there,
Yeah. Here's,
Justin on
That's
the big computer.
But
It looks like, you know what?
I think he can still do it. He's got that
if that's
boyish
like
charm.
if that's like a recent,
I'd
you
hit
know
it.
what?
I'd hit it.
Okay, I gotta say something, and that's gonna be perceived as not the most heterosexual thing I could say tonight. He's aged very well.
Yes.
He's become way more handsome.
Men do. Women get worse. Men get better, and it's
Do
not
they? Because
fair.
I don't feel like it's working for me.
You just wait.
I don't know. John Barrowman got a little closer to
50's
me when
gonna
we
be
did the
great.
photo.
He
so-
did. I was geeking out,
Oh,
and
wow.
John Barrowman totally leaned in.
Yeah,
to
if you look at
Keith.
the photo on our Facebook page,
Nice.
he's
But-
leaning into me.
He's
He's
getting some action
you
from
know,
John Barrowman.
I mean,
he's got a
I'm John
type.
Barrowman.
Yeah, if you have a type.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was that I wasn't really nuts about the way that they started with Superman in the series, and it's
Superman or Supergirl?
Superman in the series Supergirl.
Oh, okay.
Because like they
Then they do like a weird thing where he was obscured by.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
he
always
was-
from like the ground. Or
yeah,
from
and then
behind
they
him.
wouldn't say his name for like the first 3 episodes.
Her cousin, Man
Yeah,
of Steel.
Yeah, the
Man in
big
Blue,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
so
don't like
weird.
that.
And I didn't like that because like honestly, and it was this I'm still recovering from Man of Steel, I guess, because it made me think of like how Jews won't say the name of God and they won't write it or whatever.
Okay.
And I'm like that it bugged me the way they wouldn't say his name and
Yeah, I see your point.
it just it was weird. Like, why would you write that into the script? So I
Done.
had all those issues with it. And then also she kept getting into situations where she had to be rescued by him. And I'm like,
Yeah, I felt like it was very much like, oh, I'm just a clumsy girl in
yeah,
the city
and
who
I
can lift a
hate
plane.
that. Like, you can do anything with this series. Let her be strong and kick ass. I mean, now granted, she's got to have foibles. She's
I hated the episode where Apocalypse choked her out, though. I thought that was in poor taste.
okay. Well, that's
Wrong
coming
segment,
later.
Wrong segment.
Pacific Rim 2.
John Boyega.
Yeah, we can't get into
Finn.
Apocalypse right now.
FN
Oh, no, I was just going to say
2186.
that I think with Supergirl, if past is any indication, when they jump jump stations like that,
Mhm.
jump to a different network, a lot of times it's like kind of a soft reboot. So let's hope that they give us a soft
Did
reboot.
Flash and Arrow both start on CW?
Yeah.
Yes. Arrow was first, and then Flash actually. And see, I'm assuming they had already had plans for Flash, but they did Arrow, and then like Barry Allen and some people from Star Labs made cameos in Arrow. I want to say
He got a
second
backdoor
season.
pilot.
Yeah, and see, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, he did.
That wasn't from us for once.
Sorry,
Nice.
ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't resist.
But I don't know if they had plans for the Flash or if the reception was so well done that they were like, okay, let's throw one together.
Nah, they absolutely backdoor piloted it.
Okay.
Because that one episode was like just all Flash. And because they tried to do something, there was going to be a Supernatural spinoff. So a lot of times they've got the spinoff planned
Okay.
and they throw that out right before they go into production on it just to see if it's going to work. Because they were going to do the same with Supernatural. They had a spinoff and they tried to do a backdoor pilot and everyone hated it.
All right.
So they're like, nope.
I kind of feel
Pull the
bad.
plug.
I kind of feel bad for Arrow because Flash has gotten
Flash.
leaps and bounds better than Arrow.
This second season of Flash was fantastic. And I haven't been a super DC guy.
I've never been
as
into
far
Flash
as
until
these
that
CW
show,
shows.
and now I'm absorbing all the Flash.
I've always liked the
information.
Flash, specifically on Justice League. On Justice
Okay.
League Unlimited, it was fantastic.
Okay.
If you've not seen Justice League Unlimited, go back and see Justice League Unlimited.
All right.
It's
I've only seen some of the movies like Flashpoint Paradox and Justice.
no,
League
these
Doom.
are
I
so
know,
much better
it's the
because
animated
it's
series.
Is it
yeah,
a
it's Bruce
series?
Timm and that does
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
It's a series.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
it's
series. It
it's
was
on
on Cartoon
Netflix.
Network. They especially later on in the last couple of seasons, just
Okay, now
tremendous
there's
stories.
hang on. There's Justice League Unlimited, and then there's just plain Justice
You
League,
can
right?
skip Justice League. Justice
Okay.
League, you go back and watch it if you want.
Okay,
But
because I think
Justice
I started
League
Justice League, but
Unlimited.
okay.
Unlimited is
right,
really
we'll
because
start with
they
Unlimited.
pull in a bunch more just from the DC
Right.
universe.
Right.
A lot more Wonder Woman, a lot of
Yeah.
solo Wonder Woman stuff. She starts getting it on with Batman,
Of course.
and anytime you can get a
Superheroes banging.
yeah,
Oh,
sure. She gets turned into a pig in an episode.
Spider-Man got
Weird.
turned into a pig in Spider-Man Unlimited, so
Yeah,
it makes sense.
it happens.
Whatever.
Do you guys just not want to talk about Pacific Rim?
I want to talk about Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rims? Pacific Rim 2?
Pacific Rims too.
Do you want to maybe get the words out of your mouth before you?
Pacific Rim. I saw Pacific Rim.
Is that the one with the giant monsters?
Giant
the
robots.
in the ocean?
I saw Pacific Rim Job first, and it
Uh,
so it
really
spoiled it for you.
really spoiled some of the
different
big.
movie. Also with
beats.
giant robots, but different movie, different themes, different takeaways.
So you guys didn't see Pacific Rim?
No.
No, it didn't look that exciting to me.
I people liked it.
Okay.
I feel like it was mixed reviews.
Yeah.
I was bored. I was bored the whole time.
Okay.
I felt like I shouldn't be bored in a giant robot movie because it's all I've ever wanted in my
You would
life
think, right?
is giant robots fighting monsters.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wasn't a fan.
Well, apparently John Boyega is going to be playing
I
Idris.
still love John Boyega, so
He's going to be playing Idris Elba's son. So I don't know what Idris
gonna
Elba
have
had to
him.
do with the first movie, but
if I was gonna have a sequel to if I want John Boyega in a sequel, I kind of want it to be Attack the Block 2. Did you guys ever see Attack the Block?
yes, I didn't
Didn't
quite
like
get
it?
it. I
love
mean, I
Attack
didn't
the
hate
Block.
it, but I was just like, what am I watching again?
Awesome. You're watching awesome. Happen.
Okay.
Love that movie.
I never even heard of it.
Oh.
Can't take me anywhere.
It's
I
not
saw it
that
years ago.
It's kind of
That's, I don't know.
It's a
Very indie movie.
the writing partner of what's his name? Scott Pilgrim guy. One of my favorite filmmakers.
Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright. He wrote and directed it. Really good.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's worth
Well,
a check.
speaking of Star Wars, Rogue One reshoots weren't as bad as everyone was
No.
talking.
Sounds like that was
They love
way
speculating.
over.
Yeah.
And
They were already planning for the reshoots, but I
Yeah.
guess scheduling just kind of bumped them all back, and they said the reshoots are to help build character development. All right,
I
I'm
saw
okay.
the dumbest article online.
that doesn't narrow it down.
That's super surprising.
And I feel bad because it was written by someone locally. I saw that, but it was the dumbest article. It was top 5 movies that look like they're gonna flop, and their number 5 was like Rogue One, all based on that speculation.
Really? That's
I don't understand how you bet on it. Even a bet. The prequels were really, really bad, and most people say that they're pretty bad.
That's
They
a whole
still made
discussion.
money.
yeah.
Each and every one of them made more than the last. So I don't know why you would ever bet against the Star Wars movie.
You can't.
To get people to read your stupid article.
Yeah. Well, the number 1 was Ghostbusters, and it it drove me nuts because his whole point was, but here was his point. His point was he spent the entire block talking about how they picked really good Ghostbusters that fit the roles that they were supposed to fit. Like obviously Leslie Jones was
Winston Zeddemore.
Winston. But I was like, that's not true. Like that's not true at all. They're not really those archetypes.
A little bit. But Ghostbusters, the more trailers and stuff they're putting out, it's slowly convincing me to want to see it.
I'm in. I've been in.
Well, it's not like you ever had a choice.
No, I mean, I got to see it, just like I got to see the Turtles movie, which also sounds, well, that's a whole, we'll get to the sequels that people didn't need later. And just in case you guys were looking for Juan, he is out today, but I will
That's
be
why
talking.
we're being a little
Lengthy?
lazy with the news.
Our structure
Yes,
tonight,
we're
we
getting
don't have any of
quite
our guests
long-winded.
tonight, so we're just kind of going with the flow
If
here.
you want to tweet us things to talk about,
Yeah.
we
I
are
mean, we got
at Pop Show.
We got plenty of stuff to talk
stuff.
about, but you know, if they want to jump in, they want to talk
Damn it,
about it.
Sarah! Don't act like we got nothing to talk about.
Join the
Seriously.
conversation. Oh, speaking of
what's the last bit of news? I think here we got
Brie Larson, eyed for Captain Marvel.
I love this idea.
I
I'm
like it
down,
too.
Done.
Totally.
I mean,
Everyone knows that one of my favorite movies is Scott Pilgrim, and
Yeah.
she's adorable in that movie.
one of my favorite movies is The Room.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Room?
Oh no,
Not
Because
The Room.
one
Not
of my
The Room,
favorite
sorry.
movies is The Room.
Is that
Justin,
the
do
movie?
you have anything from The Room over there?
Is that the one with the spoons? You're supposed to bring spoons too. Plastic
Are you-
spoons.
Yeah. Well,
It's like a
Okay,
thing.
no, we're not
We-
getting into The Room.
we're gonna
we
have to-
we have some fluff tonight, but we don't have time for The Room.
we are gonna have to have a screening of The Room.
It's supposed to be like the
God.
worst movie ever, right?
It's legitimately one of my favorite movies.
Okay, forget I messed up.
She's
and just-
beautiful.
Jesus.
She looks great in a
I'm
red
sorry,
dress.
guys. I'm really sorry. I meant The Room. I meant Room. Room. Just Room.
I dragged you to see Room in the pouring rain and the narrow
It
theater.
was a good movie.
She was good in The
It
Room.
was a good movie.
It was a good
and
book
the kid
too.
was and the kid was good too.
And Brie Larson was excellent in it. She
And she was excellent in
deserved.
Scott Pilgrim.
She deserved all of
Did
the.
she win the award? She won the Oscar. I think
Anything
she
for
did.
my princess.
The kid did really well too. The kid totally stole the show and did a good job.
He stole the show at the award ceremony too.
She's great. Well, I saw a lot of people though that were once again outraged because she's not old enough.
Why does she have to be a certain age? I mean, Marvel has
People.
already shown that they're not gonna be
Because
doing
people.
things are gonna be in the same age. You know,
Just
Aunt May's super young. Spider-Man is super
I'm
young.
a big fan of Spider Man. I like apple Spider Man.
Robert Downey Jr. retweeted a photo. I think I retweeted it earlier on the pop
She would be
page.
a fantastic
Of-
Captain Marvel.
I think
she will be too. But
I think it's just more of this backdoor sexism. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
people try to say that they're not angry about Ghostbusters because of sexism. There's a lot of sexism going around lately.
there is. Well,
and reverse sexism. No,
no,
really.
that's not a.
I like sexyism. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it means.
Okay, while we're on news, this was our last news item.
Mhm.
Can we please talk about Alexander Hamilton, please? Please.
Okay,
He's a camel.
he's
was
in pop
born.
culture. I think this is your last news. Please give us
Oh,
the news on
come on.
The
Alexander
last time she does
Hamilton.
news again.
So a zoo in Chicago, there was a baby camel born, and they named him Alexander Hamilton, which delights me to no end. And I've been talking about it and sharing it and all over the place. I'm very excited.
Yeah, when I make jokes about Vision movies, no one laughs.
Hashtag Alexander Hamilton is trending. It's a big deal. People
I-
are just in love with it.
Sarah, I
It's-
got bad news.
It's
for
the new. Don't. Oh no.
you.
Oh
Got bad
no.
news.
What could it possibly be?
A few hours ago,
Uh-huh.
Alexander Hamilton was shot dead in a duel by Aaron Bird.
Boom. Do we have a
Times
Instant,
How many times-
instantrimshot.com.
I
How many
know,
times
right?
have you made me do that joke today?
like 5 times? It's still super awesome
Love
and
Alexander
amazing.
Hamilton.
But the thing I love about it is that
There he is.
the thing I love about it is that it the zoo picked the name, but when you open it up to the internet, you get things like Bodie McBoatface
Sure. So
and
what do you
the
think of
Adolf
that?
Hitler School for Friendship and Tolerance, and
That was one of my favorites.
yeah, that was a pretty good one. And like the internet taught the Sony bot, or what was it, a Sony bot, or
No, it was Microsoft.
it was a
Yeah.
Microsoft bot to
They gotta
be
talk
like
about weed and-
a racist, sex
Yeah.
addict Nazi.
Yeah.
So I mean, the internet is terrible, but every once in a while something good happens. With and I think Alexander Hamilton made my day. It's really awesome. Look it up. He's cute too. His baby cam was cute.
And he is still alive.
He is still
You guys
alive.
are
He was not
like, oh,
shot
no,
by Aaron
camel-
Bird.
Did the camel get killed? So well,
We're
okay.
just punny.
Well, what would you guys out there name our, if you were the internet out there in the internet, what would you rename our show to? Tweet us at Pop Show.
Or no radio. We'll still get it.
I get too many of these shows. At Pop Show, or give us a call 757-848-20.
Even if you're listening to this, not live, if you're listening to it on the YouTube in
Call
like
us
3
anyway.
weeks or
Call the
whatever,
sports show.
still, I was gonna say they could still tweet the Pop Show. I mean, we're active without
That's true.
during the show.
Yeah, there's no time limit.
Yes, I mean,
Operators are standing by. So,
I vote Poppy McPopface.
Poppy McPopton.
so that was the news. Nothing else? We got nothing
No,
else?
that's really about it. I think Turtles got 35 million this weekend. It was number one, but obviously a very weak number one. I've heard it's better than the first, but I mean, look at the first movie. It wasn't that great.
So all the reviews I've read have just said shrug.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yes, they made a movie.
Yeah.
and
There
you
was
can
a
see it with your
movie.
eyes.
One of the reviews I actually watched today, he was saying it was like everything was an exposition scene. Like everything was spoken out. I mean, from the writer perspective, you're going to hate it.
Yeah,
But
it's gonna be me.
I've also heard Bebop and Rocksteady steal the whole movie. Shredder's just kind of there.
Why can't they get this right? I'd
They
rather
get
just
it-
go back and watch the first Turtles movie.
The first Turtle movie is great because it pulled right from the comics, but parents complained it was too violent. So the next movie we had Michelangelo using sausage links instead of nunchucks and Vanilla Ice and watered down Bebop Rocksteady.
And then in that third one, apparently they didn't have any money.
The third one is a whole other.
I don't know what was going on in that third one.
The third one had a good story. I thought it just the animatronics were shit. The acting was a little dry, but it had a really good premise because time travel is actually a thing in the Turtle universe.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like it's
Thing
out
in
of the
this
norm.
universe too.
Well,
It just
that's-
doesn't happen.
Well,
I'm
That
working
we
on
know
one.
of.
Mine's blown.
Yeah. It's because I just left, traveled in time, and came right back to
I
the
don't
spot.
know.
You do know.
I just usually run really fast and then travel to the past. That's how I do it.
Oh,
I fly
nice.
backwards around the
How's
world.
treadmill?
Isn't that how it works on
It
Superman?
is,
Yeah.
yeah.
See,
Okay.
fly backwards around the world.
How many more of these can you do? Slingshot around the sun?
TARDIS.
I invented a flux capacitor. I fell off
Okay.
my toilet and came up with the idea.
Is that it? We out?
I traveled to Gallifrey with NASA and I stole one of their Type 40 TARDISes.
Time Rift.
Okay.
There's a
Yeah.
rift. Rift opened
Yep.
up.
Actually,
Fell right through it.
as I was leaving Gallifrey in my Type 40 TARDIS, I actually got sucked into a black hole and got to this planet with a whole bunch of like ape men. It was weird, but
Oh, yeah,
I
that
made
happens
it back.
in-
I got hit in the head and somehow I popped right back
Yeah.
into it.
Damn you.
I know. I'm out.
Out? We out? We out
Yeah,
time
we're
travel
out.
devices? Phone booth?
I
Phone
went
booth,
to a
anyone?
coma and woke up in a GI
The
Joe
TARDIS
cartoon.
is a phone booth.
Yeah, the turtle.
No. It's
What?
not a phone booth. It's a police call box.
With a phone in it. Well, okay, a time machine in it, but
It's
you
only
know,
one phone booth.
It's actually a cylindrical tube with a door in it, but the chameleon circuit's stuck on a police phone box from the 60s.
it goes warp.
Oh my god, nerds.
Oh,
Isn't
pot.
that why we're on this show?
Good point.
Kettle,
I mean,
Good point.
both
the
black.
whole point of this show.
Do we
And I think
wanna-
it's just racist.
Do you want to give it up with news, or do you want to do
Yeah.
one more?
Oh, do you have one more?
Well, I think the Elizabeth Olsen thing is interesting.
Oh, well,
That
let's
she's
bring it
hotter
up.
than her sisters now?
Yeah, I mean they're all kind of identical, but I mean she's
Yeah, but they didn't get topless in a movie.
okay. Elizabeth Olsen said that she would do a Scarlet Witch solo movie because they were talking
Yeah,
about
no
like
shit.
well, okay, but she had a condition.
So would I.
They had a condition. They were talking
I
about
did see
doing
that cosplay you're putting together. It's starting to look pretty good.
That's classic.
we actually saw some pretty good Scarlet Witch cosplay lately. Like we
movie
saw
or classic?
Movie.
movie.
But at Tidewater Comic Con, there was a really good Scarlet
Yeah,
Witch,
there
like,
was.
she did her whole like mysticism thingy as
Like,
twirlers. And
yeah.
she was very
Like
poetic and
scarves.
ballerina.
Yeah,
with
it looked really good. And then there was a girl at Awesome Con who had like lights that looked really. I mean, it looked good. It was
She
interesting.
wrapped red Christmas lights around her wrist, and those.
I liked it. But anyway, she said she'd only do it if it really adhered to the
It advanced.
It
the
advanced
whole
the universe, which, is the only answer to give. Like you can't
Or
really
just
be
say
like,
yes.
Yeah, but you could say Thor 2 advanced the universe by introducing the reality Infinity Stone, and that's about it. That's all it did. It didn't advance
No,
anything else.
it
didn't
enhanced
entertain
life
anyone.
because of Thor.
Yeah,
That
but it
movie was
didn't.
not
It did. It
entertaining.
may have advanced your panties, but it didn't advance the
No,
movie universe.
It didn't advance my panties. They crashed through the floor. You have
Wow.
no idea how I feel about this guy.
Wow.
Whew.
I stopped that's the only Marvel movie I didn't go to the theater to see, and I just stopped watching in the climax.
Every time I try to watch it, I fall asleep. That and Incredible Hulk.
Sounds like the
No, you
climax
didn't.
for
You
me
stayed
was
awake
way
with me through
different.
Thor 2. We
No,
did
I-
fall asleep during the Incredible Hulk.
And Iron Man 2.
I love Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
I liked Incredible
Love
Hulk.
it.
I was
Is that the
gonna
word you
say,
wanna go?
yeah.
Yeah, love is probably
That's a little more
I liked
accurate.
Incredible Hulk, but I do really like Iron Man too. Prefer Iron Man 3 because I'm weird.
So that's all news.
That's the news for
That's
tonight.
the news for tonight.
Well, moving on.
Comics.
What
Season
you
one?
reading?
Yeah, let's talk about comics.
Normally we would be talking to Juan right now, but
Well, I pulled up that. I can talk
Oh,
about. I told you I came prepared.
look at you, Mr.
This is I am a
Prepared.
professional.
Take it
professional
over.
radio.
We do love Juan though. I
Host.
can't wait.
Yeah,
for him to
we miss
return.
Juan,
We
but
miss Juan.
he's got commitments, and we don't exactly pay him. So
Yeah, exactly.
he took a leave of absence this evening, but we look forward to hearing him back next week. So some of the stuff coming out tomorrow. We got another wave of rebirths. We've got Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Flash coming out tomorrow.
Oh, rebirthing, gonna be so
Yeah.
messy.
So are you
Um,
gonna read the Wonder Woman Rebirth?
Yeah, of course I will. I'm not nuts about the art. I think she's too busty.
Who's doing the art?
I mean, it looks good. It's just not my preferred vision of Wonder Woman. I like the pinup model
Who
better.
just left.
What?
We just left the
Husband
art.
wife team just left Wonder Woman.
I'm
Didn't
not
they?
as familiar with Wonder Woman, so I can't say off the top of my head.
I don't remember either.
But yeah, I think she's a little
But-
bit too sex pot in this incarnation for me. I like her better when she's, spunky and aggressive and has that like pinup thing going on.
I can almost.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're basing it off of the things you've seen from the first issue for Rebirth Wonder Woman. Or are you just talking about the designs? that
No,
you've
like
seen?
the online buzz, the internet
To-
stuff,
Okay.
the Reddits, the subreddit,
To
the
help
Wonder
you
Woman
though,
subreddit.
the Rebirth, I believe, is a standalone from the ongoing. So the Rebirths, I think, are
one shots.
are one shots.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm
And
not 100% sure, but
and-
I think the art is
and
gonna-
correct
the
me
art-
if
the
I'm
creative
wrong-
team's gonna be different.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not as I try to stick to the indie stuff with comic wise, but I mean, the artists change after every few issues anyway.
Yeah, they
Depends.
do.
So
Depends.
I mean-
Depends on who it is and the runs, and there's always fill-in artists.
right.
and
So
stuff
I
like
mean,
that.
if you don't like it, like the weather around here, give it a few issues, it'll change.
Yeah.
This one I thought was kind of interesting. Sherlock: A Study in Pink. Apparently, based off the TV show that Moffat did. They did a manga over in Japan. Well, now they've taken the manga, translated it to English, and they're bringing it over here for us Americans. But we still got to read it right to left because, communists put it together.
Yeah, don't do that.
But they're basing it off A Study in Pink, which is that first season of shows,
Yeah.
or the first episode of the first season, excuse me. And 52 pages, oversized. Might be worth a pickup.
Sure.
Speaking of things, just TV movie news kind of stuff, Dread Dust is apparently a movie sequel that's coming out. It's a little two-parter. The first part comes out tomorrow. So if you like the movie Dread with Carl Urban, you're getting a movie spiritual sequel in comic
I'd like
form.
to see them. I'd like to see somebody like Netflix or somebody pick that. Like that was
Carl Urban said he'd be up
that
for it.
was such a really good little action flick.
Yeah, I
It
enjoyed
didn't
it.
get enough push really.
Yeah. Well, I think people were still, as odd as this is going to sound, I think people still see Stallone as
rough.
Dredd, but it is what it is. In the Marvel side of things, we got a Nova, Captain Marvel, a Deadpool trades all coming out. Civil War 2 though continues with Spider-Man and Gods of War, individual issues a piece.
Yeah.
Number
They're
ones for
tie-ins.
each of those. Yep, they're tie-in shows or issues. Bebop and Rocksteady continue. They're coming out once a week. I would be remiss if I did not mention a Turtles comic this week. And the last one, a hardcover for The Art of Doom, the video game that just got released. They're doing the artwork, and probably like those
I gotta tell you, that's a
those
fun
art
game.
books that they put out. There, it will be coming out tomorrow as well in hardcover.
So I guess there's
That's
only
all I
one
got for
question.
comics.
One question to ask.
What's that?
What you reading?
Preacher still?
Still reading The Preacher? huh?
Yeah, trying to finish that up.
Did you watch the
I haven't watched
second
this week's.
episode?
I haven't watched it yet.
Goddamn. That is one good show.
All right.
I think episode 2 elevated it.
Good.
There was a little glimpse of like maybe the 1800s
Okay.
and a certain character.
All right.
That-
Which I haven't gotten to in the comics.
Got to the
novel.
comic book yet?
Well, I've gotten like 4 issues in. I've gotten
okay.
with the Saint Killer, Boom Boom or whatever.
Well, that might have been who I was
Oh well.
alluding to.
Well, then say that.
Oh, you may not know. You may not know that he's like
No.
an undead
He's
cowboy that they
he's ki-
basically
he's-
summoned to murder everyone.
okay. See, I haven't gotten to that part of the comics yet. I'm still about halfway through volume 1.
I don't want to.
So-
I don't want to blow up for you. Fantastic. It's
Okay.
fantastic.
How about you? What you reading?
I was reading a lot actually. I got around to reading Civil War 2.
Okay. What'd you think? I haven't read it. Okay.
There's a couple deaths. A couple
All right.
big deaths. We lost. Spoiler alert, turn off your radio if you're going to actually read Civil War 2. Probably not a lot of you. War Machine,
Okay. Yeah.
dead. And She-Hulk, dead.
Really?
Yep,
Okay.
already. So 2 big deaths right in the first episode, first issue. I was also, let's see. What else is I reading?
Did you read
I
Tale of
read
Sand-
all the rebirths.
Did you read? I haven't. I've only read the.
I haven't read Tale of Sand yet.
Okay.
I want to light some candles and make it a special thing.
Romance it a little bit.
Yeah. I read the rebirths. I read.
What do you think of Rebirth 1? Now that you've read it, and I kind of talked
Yeah, I'm confused. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused as to what exactly is happening.
All right.
What's carrying over? Then I read the Batman Rebirth, read the Superman Rebirth, read the Green Lantern Rebirth.
Okay.
I think I read all and Green Arrow Rebirth.
Okay.
Hated Green Arrow.
Apparently, Green Arrow is gonna be the biggest change. Apparently, is
I
what
just
I've
want
heard.
him old again. I want old Oliver Queen.
You're not gonna get it with Stephen Amell around.
No, it
Get
sucks.
that kid off your yard.
I want old crotchety Green Arrow, but I don't think I'm gonna get it. The Green Lanterns, I did not care. Batman was okay. Superman, surprisingly okay.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up Flash, and she'll get Wonder Woman.
And
tomorrow,
then
so.
the biggest thing is I got caught. I'm almost caught up. Went back and started reading what has turned out to be the only book I'm absolutely in love with out of all new, all Marvel, all new, all different Marvel.
Okay.
There we go. ANAD. Old Man Logan.
Okay.
I absolutely love Old Man Logan.
What's
I
that?
just
Didn't they already do that storyline though, or is it?
they
just like
did, but it's flashing. It's him. He comes back. It basically comes back. He comes back, convinced that it's his future. So he sets off to killing the supervillains that cause all of the
Red Skull,
dystopia, right? So he's got a list. And then it also flashes back to his time with his family out in the wastelands.
Okay.
It's really good. It's fun, and it's nice to see an old Wolverine, even though they won't do it with.
So what I'm getting here is you like your comic book heroes old and crotchety.
maybe.
I mean, are we
Maybe.
hitting on a topic here? Or?
Does that lead into the next segment at the bottom of the hour?
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but it sounds like it kind of does.
Go ahead. Ask your question.
What game system were you playing in like mid '80s?
Like when you guys were born.
Yeah,
Well, in the mid '80s, there was only one game system to be playing:
Famicom.
the Sega Master System. I
No
really
idea
loved
what that
Alex
is.
Kidd. Don't.
No,
you guys
I've heard
really
like a
don't know?
Atari, Famicom. I know those ones. I don't.
Well,
Sega Master System.
my
was this-
first system was the Atari VCS,
All right,
known as the Atari 2600.
heard of that.
So I played that exclusively up until I didn't get an Atari 5200 or the 78.
Hashtag first world problems.
I don't know if the 78 actually came out. No, I think it did, but it came out after Nintendo.
All right.
So then, boom, Nintendo comes out 85, maybe 86 over here, 85 over here, 86,
86ish, I think. 86, 87.
85 in Japan. The Famicom. Oh, you got me saying Famicom. The Nintendo Entertainment System came out. That's all I played.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was my first one. I got that in like the late 80s.
Up until the 16-bit era. And then I did eventually get a Genesis, but well into the 90s.
Okay.
So there. What was your first gaming system?
Nintendo.
The GameCube?
No, Nintendo. It was the NES, but then I didn't have anything else until the PlayStation 1. Like I had a large gap.
You didn't have a Super Nintendo?
Didn't have a Super Nintendo, didn't have a
it's one of
Genesis.
the finest systems.
I don't disagree. That's why I had friends who had it, and I went over to their house and played.
Well, right now we've got the...
I think that's less a testament to the awesomeness of the system and more to the cheapness of our parents.
The also valid.
Right now
It's
we've
like
got
you have
the,
a perfectly good working Nintendo.
Yeah.
We've got a book, the
Little did they
100
know.
greatest console video games
Yeah. Oh, you wanna,
from 1977 to 1987.
hey,
pick a page.
we were born for 3 of those years.
Pick a page, and we'll see if you guys actually know this game.
Let's go with 83, the year I was born.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that book. Book was a pickup at Tidewater Comic-Con.
Why do you think we'll have known a game that came out the year you were born?
I said page 83. not year.
Oh,
Fascinating.
I thought it was a year.
No, he said pick a page, so I picked 83.
Oh, I
It's
thought
okay.
it was.
This is actually
I mean, some
it's
of
a
those games
Sega
are-
Master System game.
Oh well.
Well, then that's a negative.
Fantasy Zone 2.
Heard the name, never played it.
It's a shooter. It's a
Lone Gunman?
No. Fantasy Zone was a side-scrolling shooter, kind of like your Life Force, like your Gradius,
Okay.
whatever side-scrolling shooters you guys played. I guess they were probably gone by the time y'all were born. And that's it. I never really played it.
All right.
Didn't play a lot of did not play a lot of Sega Master System. And that I think that brings us to the top of our hour. We're gonna take a quick break.
Well, what do we got for next hour? So people
Next hour is good. We're gonna get
planned.
into it's a little more planned. We're gonna get into sequels, movie sequels.
yeah, talk some video games.
Talk a little more video games. I'm gonna tell everybody my latest obsession that
Yeah.
is going to cause the station to go under.
Probably. We don't have James this week, so we're going to talk some video
We're
games
gonna
on our
talk
own.
a little video games on our own. I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm playing and why
What
it's
you
a
playing?
problem.
Okay.
And then we're gonna talk movie sequels. It's movie sequels that nobody really asked for because
Yeah.
I feel like this summer in particular we had a lot of sequels, and they
That
seemed like
flopped.
sequel that were to movies that didn't do well
Yeah.
or weren't really well received.
Right.
And then of course we'll start with some Pop Tonight. So we'll be back in just a moment. You guys can stay connected and actually watch us do crazy things
I forgot the YouTube camera was up there.
while the YouTube camera's up and active. And we'll be back in just a second.
Radio Free Radio. Radio Free Radio.
Did you know that Radio Free Radio has over 100 videos on their YouTube channel? It's true. Check it out. Go to YouTube and type Radio Free Radio, all one word, into the search bar and click subscribe.
Hey guys, Matt and Justin here. Do you like things that are funny? Do you like music? Do you like talk? Well, we've got it all on Good Morning You Drunks.
How do you feel about double middle fingers?
I don't like them, but I will accept them.
Oh, Monday nights, 8 p.m. Good morning, you drunks. Only on our station, Radio Free Radio, RadioFradio.com.
We promise we're not going to give you double middle fingers.
RadioFradio.com.
Hey, y'all, this is Ron Dale Martin Jr., and I got to tell you, man, this Radio Free Radio thing is quite awesome. And since I spent all my money on steering wheel covers and Marlboros, I need you guys to donate $1 over at Patreon. That site is patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. If you ain't heard about it, you need to get on over there and give your $1.
Check this out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, bottom line, I'm tripping at Columbine. I'm cuffing at y'all, pillow fluffing on the dime. Nothing that seem, the scheme scuffing on the vines. Pumping the seam, the gleam coming through the blinds. Every rhyme is written like pushing on the pine. Boxing the man, cocking the pen, state of mind. Knocking you jazz, rocking them bands out of line. Linear speaking, I'm peaking highs on the climb. Raw, I'm fixing it, you can see me on the ball. I'm shaking it, baking it, gunning it, run, pump faking it. Don't jump, cross over wild like Arcadians. No lunch, I'ma eat it raw. Nasty catering, verbal oven is heating the tracks raw. That's all a nigga need. Pin releasing on, let the trigger bleed. Big dude in little league, foul with no penalty. I start raw, y'all forever truancy. Holding every line up the line, I'm like that's raw. Talk about the shine and your dime, I'm like is that all? You can feel the strength that I'm speaking. I'm cooking in every season. This raw shit, keep a nigga eating, huh? Coded every line when I rhyme, I'm like that's raw. Choking when I rhyme, that nigga's down, I'm like is that all? Raw shit, keep me so high, but y'all nonsense. Concept, fuck around, carry your ass on, bitch. Yeah, unconscious like I'm sniffing something bonkers. I'm sniffing on the cotton painted green, call it Blanca. You're slipping on my chronic, soon y'all feeling for the nodding. Like compressing and pissing and rotting. Push on it, raw like the seeds from the kush blunted. Raw from the root, see it blossom and the juice from it. Nitro, nice flow, charging in the boost on it. Handed more power, shift the cow and then they move on it. Take it to the left, y'all mimic all the steps. Inhaling what I wrote to you simply without a breath. Excelling what I know would mentally hurt yourself. Excelling when I flow with lyrically for my health. I'm off to the races, y'all backpedal basics. I stack kettle bases when I full metal place it. I'm dope on all occasion, I gutted and I laced it. It's potent when I wrote the can't you taste it. Potent every line after line, I'm like that's raw. Talk about the shine and your dime, I'm like is that all? You can feel the strength that I'm speaking. I'm cooking in every season. This raw shit, keep a nigga eating, huh? Coded every line when I rhyme, I'm like that's raw. Choking when I rhyme, that nigga's down, I'm like is that all? Raw shit, keep me so high, but y'all nonsense. Concept, walk around, carry your ass on, bitch. Yeah.
Broadcasting from the Studio Clubhouse, Radio Free Radio, WRFR, Hampton, Virginia.
Hello, everybody. It is Sarah with Pop Tonight. I've got all the latest celebrity news and gossip, and it's right here on Radio Free Radio, RadioFradio.com. The first thing I've got to tell you is some sad news. The Kardashians' Dash store was hit by an arsonist last night. Apparently, around 11 p.m., some guy tried to throw a weighted burning rag into the store, breaking through the window. But you know what? It burned right out. I've got to say, it's a lucky thing the store was empty. Who knows what would have happened if all that collagen was there to catch on fire? The whole city would blow. Speaking of blowing, Christina Aguilera debuted her gorgeous red hair last night, and she looks fabulous. A lot like Jessica Rabbit, reports say. Could she be trying to land a new man? Considering she was at a Clinton fundraiser, I'm guessing our man Roger Rabbit wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole.
Please.
Sorry, Christina. Gary Johnson 2016. Hashtag Feel the Johnson. Third item of news, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen made a rare public appearance with their sister Elizabeth for the CFDA Fashion Awards. The twins are nominated for Women's Wear Designer of the Year, and they walk the award show red carpet with their Scarlet Witch sis, sporting matching saggy black sacks and resting bitch face. That's all we have for celebrity sightings. Let's go on to birthdays. On this day in 1957, Ruth Anderson, the famous Welsh rug hooker, famous for her folk rugs, was born on this day. Ruth, we love you, and the Welsh Rug Hooker Society is so happy that you're here. In 1967, Sarah Malin from Greenwich, Connecticut, was born. Actress as Stephanie Prescott on Another World, which is a show I didn't hear of until just now. And on this day in 1837, Hitler's dad was born. Now, he died in 1903 before any of that, unpleasant business went down, but we still thought it would be good to mention. Now moving on to some lesser known birthdays. Tetris turned 32 yesterday.
What?
I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's the game where there's like a battle for Earth, and these blocks from outer space have to fight and collaborate to take over and strip the Earth's resources. Happy birthday, Tetris.
I think that's right.
We're all 32. And I'm sad to report Prince's birthday is today as well.
Ooh.
It's
Prince Harry?
Yeah. He's 32. Can you believe it? We're all
Everybody's
32.
32.
Isn't that
Hashtag
wonderful?
32.
What is happening?
Happy
No idea.
birthday, everybody. From all of us here at Popped on Radio Free Radio, that's Pop Tonight. We'll talk to you soon. These are getting sillier and
Prince?
sillier, you guys.
Prince?
Yeah, he had like that song in the 80s.
Oh, I want to sex you up.
No, it was he
Purple
was with
Drano?
Wham for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wake me up before you go. That was Prince.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And
know you're
then-
talking about now.
And Tetris, right? That
Is
game,
Is that the song from Family Guy?
the game where you're trying to
No.
Okay.
and then Tetris, the game where you're trying to like rescue a prince and princess is in another castle and you've got to burn down all the forest
I
to
don't feel like that's
strip
right.
the world of its
Check
resources.
the book.
I think Tetris
Nope,
turned
The book
32.
says you played it when we were kids.
June
Aw, I
6th.
did.
We played it when we were kids too, though. It's not that old,
Well,
but it is 32.
Came out.
I played Monopoly when I was a kid, and it's like 100 years old.
Yeah, Monopoly is old, which is why you can buy like a property for $6 or whatever.
Sarah,
Yeah.
you've got a saying that you use. What is that saying?
It'll be great.
Why are you always saying that when we don't know if it'll be great?
Because some things are just going to be great.
Do you have an example for us?
Now you see me too. It'll be great.
So based off of Now You See Me 1,
Yeah, it's the second act. Now you see
Second.
me, the second act. First of all, let's just say how much people love talking about magicians. Because
Do they?
Yes, they of course
David
not.
Copperfield's getting sued. Speaking of magicians,
he?
magicians. Yeah, he's getting sued in his whole one of his whole little tricks,
I heard-
illusions.
I
Excuse
heard
me,
that
is getting revealed.
his defense team is going to make that disappear. Thank you.
Well, you guys are funny. Okay, so Now You See Me Too debuts this week. I think it'll be great. The cast is awesome. I really like the first one. I really like the first movie. And this one has Jesse Eisenberg returns, Woody Harrelson returns.
My favorite thing about that movie was the redhead chick. So I'm very happy to see the sequel.
Is she in it? She's not in the sequel.
Oh, oh man!
But Harry Potter
I
is.
bought a ticket ahead of time.
But Harry Potter is.
Harry Potter is.
Well,
Yes.
they got a new girl in there. I can't think of her name.
Yeah,
right now.
Lizzie Kaplan.
Yeah, her.
She's in there.
Oh.
She's good.
Yeah, she better.
She's cute. You like her.
Okay with this. I'm okay with this development.
No, I'm looking
You know
at
what?
the cast.
I'm not. I'm gonna tape this ticket I just ripped apart.
All
Let's tape it
of
back together
the
and we'll
top
go.
bills are men. All of them except
Yes.
for one.
They have.
Oh wait,
Men
and this
make better magicians.
and
It's
this
just science.
this other chick.
Well, yeah, so
Oh, she's
the
like
chick is what? Lizzie Kaplan.
Yeah.
That she's
Is
like the only
she-
chick.
Do you want her to get billing over Woody Harrelson or
No, but
Jesse
I'm just
Eisenberg?
surprised there's
Ruffalo.
not more
Mark
women in the
Ruffalo.
movie.
Morgan Freeman.
There's
Morgan
only
Freeman.
No, I'm not saying she should be billed. Well, she
No, wait,
actually
are
is billed over Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman, but
Wow, well, they're old.
in this list. But I mean,
Now, are we pulling like a Katie Holmes here, a la Nolan Batman? Is she playing the same character, or what's? Is,
oh,
just
I
I'm
don't,
sure
recast?
they'll make up something.
I don't. Yeah,
I'm sure they'll make up some reason. She had a trick that failed.
It was
She got sawed in half.
Isla Fisher was last
Yeah.
name? I like her.
I did too. You know who she's married to? Borat.
Yeah, I knew that. I
Things that
also
don't make
for a
sense
long
in the
time
world.
thought she and Amy Adams were like the same person.
So did I.
Did you?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
They're very similar redheads.
Amy Adams has this weird sunny quality to her that
Amy
I
Adams
just want to extinguish.
does all the singing and dancing. You know, I don't think
like singing and dancing.
I
That's
do.
not true.
I do. It'll
Well,
be
I
great.
love Broadway.
But anyway, I think it'll be great.
I liked.
You know what
I
else?
liked the first one,
I did too.
but I
just
thought
don't-
the premise was better than the movie.
Now it's
I just don't know how they're gonna make a sequel about it.
yeah. The
Like, how do you sequel that?
They're magicians still.
I don't know.
They're gonna make another. I think what's the premise?
It says the four horsemen
They get
resurface and are
kidnapped?
forcibly recruited by a tech genius, who is Daniel Radcliffe,
Hmm.
to pull off their most impossible heist yet.
Okay, well,
So, I mean,
it'll at least be mediocre.
it's okay. It's up against Warcraft, which is also coming out on Friday.
Well,
Will that be great?
Yeah, I have
This
like,
was
no
a really-
interest in it.
this was a
Honestly.
The
really
tagline says
soft.
it's supposed to be. It'll be great. That's
Oh
okay.
yes, of course, it'll be great.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
it's interesting because this was a really soft weekend at the box office after a relatively Memorial Day weekend is supposed to be the huge
And even
a
that was
huge
kind of
movie.
weak.
And that was really weak. I think the biggest was 85 million going to X-Men Apocalypse, and that way underperformed what they thought it was going to. So people are just not going to not going to movies right now. So it'll be interesting to see how this it'll be interesting to see how this weekend just shakes out. Is it really going to be
It's because we spent all of our money movies seeing Civil War and Batman versus
I mean, I'm
Superman.
trying to think.
well, I'm
like,
just wondering outside of that, it seems like it's kind of a weak season.
yeah, I mean,
Like Warcraft Warcraft has its fans, but you know, how many people played World of Warcraft? It was like 15
Yeah, but that was-
18 million, I think, at its peak.
yeah, but I don't
I
know.
played
Wasn't the highlight of that like in the early 2000s?
Well, it came out in 2004.
So
So
later.
it really peaked around 2009, 2010, and then they made a lot of changes, and then they started kind of hemorrhaging, and it's an awkward time. It's a weird time that they've chosen to release this movie, in my opinion, because World of Warcraft is in the middle of a drought. There's an expansion that's not coming out until September. I don't know why they couldn't have gotten that. Not September, end of August. I think it's end of August. I don't know why they couldn't have moved that closer to. If they could have
that
just
actually- no, it
dropped
makes
that
sense.
in June or in May,
No,
it
think
would have
about
made
it.
way
You-
more sense.
You get a surge. You get the people coming. You see the people getting the movie. People are seeing the movie. You get them back to kind of play it a little bit, and then just when they're getting tired of it, they're like, "Oh, hey, we've got a new expansion coming out,
Exactly.
though." And
But
then
what's
keep them in
happened
there.
is they're
and
actually
then they'll go
hemorrhaging.
away.
They're hemorrhaging players right now, because it to the point where they said that they're going to stop. They've stopped as of last year reporting what their subscriber base is.
No,
That's not a good sign.
no.
They're in the middle of a big drought. The last expansion, they quickly burned through all of their expansion content, because what happens with World of Warcraft, if you're not familiar, the game comes out and then they have what's called patches. So there's content patches, usually 3 of them. Well, they burned through those really fast. So people have been over a year playing this game, and this game is really, it's $15 a month to play. So you really need to keep these people playing every day and giving them content.
Right.
They're in a content drought. So I'm wondering if, because of the fact that they are in that content drought, if it's going to have an effect on the box office numbers.
Well, maybe they're trying to. I mean, that they're surging it, right? This is a shot in the arm, is what they're trying to.
Yeah,
go
and
for,
I think the
right?
people-
Maybe.
The people playing World of Warcraft at this point they're still fans of it, either whether they've been playing still or they're just fans that long. You know,
Well, I got a
they're gonna-
question. You've never played.
Nope.
Never played any Blizzard games.
So no, I did
Are
play.
you interested in Warcraft?
Okay, the thing is, okay, no, not remotely at all. I
There's-
can.
there's-
I think
No,
that's going to be the
I-
problem.
I-
People who aren't invested in the property are going to see it as a Lord of the Rings knockoff.
Now, I did play Diablo and Diablo 2.
Yeah.
And I
I
was
could play some right now.
effing hooked
All right, guys,
on
we're out of here. Later.
Diablo 2. Like I was obsessed with it my, I guess, freshman year of college. I mean, it's been a while.
Wish I had a time
It's like
machine.
it's like 2002 or 2003.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, it was
all,
released in 2000, Diablo 2.
Yeah, and I so 2002 rolled
We
around.
all had
See.
that problem.
See,
I
I never got into the Diablo games.
Oh,
I played
I enjoyed
Diablo
them.
I
2.
could still go back.
I
and play
was
Diablo
obsessed
2.
with it, and let me just tell you, this was a very harsh lesson for me because I had gotten all the way to hell, and it took me a couple times, and I still hadn't beaten Satan, as you do, right?
Well, Diablo.
Right, the Diablo, as it.
El
And
Diablo.
I was all the way at the end, and I had my like first college boyfriend. He was a total dickhole, and he was like wanting to play Diablo, and because like I was playing it so often, so he wanted to play it. So
Please tell me he didn't overwrite your game.
he deleted it because he said that I never could beat it with my character. It's written in that you can't beat it with the chick archer. That's who I was.
That's a lie.
Yeah, I know, because he was a total asshat. Surprise, surprise, didn't last.
I guess it was Amazonian.
Yeah,
And
well,
Diablo 2 was Amazonian.
well,
Rogue was the first. It doesn't matter.
no, I think it was a rogue. Well, I don't know.
Rogue was the Diablo, the first Diablo.
Well, anyway, yeah, he deleted
And yet
it. He
we're
was
the
just
nerds
like,
talking
there's.
Dr. Kale.
He was like, there's no point in having this. You're never gonna beat it. Because I mean, it took
No,
a couple
that's
tries.
sacred, man. You can't delete other people's saved games.
Yeah, he was terrible.
That sounds
Oh.
like what happened to me at Red Dead Redemption.
He was so terrible.
I got to the very end of Red Dead Redemption. If you ever play Red Dead
So
Redemption,
good.
it's so good.
God, I missed that game.
I was basically at the very, very end. I was living with my parents. It was a rough time.
It happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
My cousin was
Recession, all
over.
that
My,
jazz.
my little cousin. He was like,
Little
"Can I
being
play
how
Red?" He was probably
13, 14.
13 or 14 at the
God,
time.
the worst age.
He's like, "Can I play Red Dead Redemption?" I gotta play Red Dead Redemption. I was like, I can't deny you of that,
Right.
of course, because
Great game.
I don't know if you know, but when you go back to live with your parents in your 30s, you have like a nice setup because you got a giant
All the
TV,
shit, yeah.
all the stuff from your failed attempt
Adult
at being
life.
an adult.
Yeah.
So he goes back there and he comes back out and he's like, yeah, wow, that was awesome. They killed me, and then like my son had to I was like, I've never heard of any of this. I'm almost done with the game. He was like, oh yeah, no, I was playing your game. So I've never beat Red Dead Redemption
Oh no!
because he beat the
God.
game for me. Yeah,
God, what
thanks,
a
dude.
A-hole, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's. So okay, to answer your question, yes, I have played Blizzard games. Totally obsessed with them. Never got into World of Warcraft.
If this was Diablo, would it be different? Would you be excited to see Diablo?
That was like 15 years ago.
This doesn't answer the question though.
No, I don't think I'd want to spend the money. I think I'd Redbox it or wait till it was rentable on Amazon Prime. Like I
mean,
honestly,
that's fair.
I mean, I don't think that as expensive as movies are, it really is a cost benefit analysis these days. And it's different because like we can look at Turtles or we can look at Ghostbusters and say,
Sunday morning or Saturday mornings,
right. And
10 o'clock, 10 a.m.
right.
showings.
And do that or like
Yep.
wait till the third week and then your free passes kick in or whatever, or wait till it's eclipsed by another, opening weekend and then spend your money. But like, is it going to be like an opening night, hit Walgreens first and stock up and get a group together and go to dinner? Like, no, and so I'm not going to spend money to see Warcraft.
Well, some of us at this table have already spent just an outrageous amount of money at World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
There was a time when I was multi-boxing on because I had several different accounts, like 3 separate accounts at one time.
Why would you have separate accounts when you could just create different characters? I'm confused by this.
I wanted the refer a friend mount.
I did that with Farmville. I made like fake Facebook accounts because of Farmville.
And
then
nerds.
and then
God, I don't like
Wow.
people. I don't like people enough to
the
get
amount of
create
money
new
I spent on
accounts.
transfers and
That
faction
instant grow
changes.
fertilizer.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Bubblegum trees.
Well, it's interesting that we brought up Blizzard because Blizzard just released their kind of first team-based online shooter. Now, I want to preface this
Okay.
by I kind of gave Keith a lot of crap last year over a certain Star Wars Battlefront game.
Yeah.
It was $60 and wasn't a lot of content.
Yeah, let's-
I got bored with immediately.
Let's get into the details of that because I want you to really own this. So I'll set the scene
I'm not
for
afraid.
you.
I will.
I'm
I own
gonna,
up to everything.
I'm gonna set the scene, ladies and gentlemen. So Battlefront was coming out, and our dear friend Matt
I was very excited.
was super hype. Which
As was I.
Yeah.
I loved the first 2 Battlefront games. I still have them. If I get my PS2 set up again, I will be playing them again.
Now the thing about Keith hype versus Matt hype is that Matt hype burns out and then fades away. And by the time the thing actually drops,
That's because I started seeing things that made me uneasy.
now Keith hype remained in the at least interested enough to pursue stage. So now granted, he basically lives with Little Miss It'll Be Great over here, but
I did play it.
he got the game, spent plenty of time enjoying it.
I think I stopped playing it because I started doing this radio station.
Yeah.
Like I was playing it solidly until about February, and it came out in November.
It sounds like everything that I had, any kind of outside interest I had.
Yeah, February just seemed to be like a dead month for everything. Like everything I was doing just dropped.
Yeah. Hey, let's start a radio station. It'll be great. Never saying that ever again.
So anyway,
That's what you got Sarah for.
Keith started playing it. Matt balked, didn't buy it.
I
Keith,
pre-ordered it.
Keith pre-ordered it, started
game
playing,
guide.
loved it. Matt started
Got cold feet.
talking
I got
him.
cold feet.
He got cold feet, and he started talking himself out of it. Now, eventually,
Schoolgirl bitch.
he did rent the game,
And
and
hated it.
Hated
I
it.
didn't hate it.
yes, you did.
I got bored with it super fast because there were only like 4 maps.
Now, could this have
and there were-
anything to do?
There wasn't a single player mode.
Yeah, no, but we need to make sure that he bullets these. So
It wasn't a single player mode. There
very few maps.
There
Let's,
were-
let's say them loud. So
there were
people can
only
hear them.
like maybe 1 or 2 game modes that I really liked.
right.
So
So I mean, not a lot
I
of
didn't-
options for you. Essentially, is what you're saying.
I
And
felt like you
the-
just
the
ran
lack-
out, you died. There wasn't much strategy because there were so many people.
Interesting,
On the
because I played a
maps.
game like that recently. I played a beta of this game called Overwatch, and all it was
Oh.
like 2 levels. I ran out, did some cool
That's because
maneuvers.
it was just the beta.
Yeah. Okay, I've heard many things haven't changed since the beta.
This weekend I picked up Overwatch.
and what's it suffer from?
Well, okay. Well, I'll put it in.
Wait, first,
have
did
you
you-
guys noticed that there's no production on Pop this week?
No. See, you're trying to change the topic here.
Well, no, there's a reason. Because I bought Overwatch and I couldn't stop playing Overwatch. That's not true. Me and Justin worked really hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a nice new setup we've
We did
got.
or I watched.
I mean, Justin
work
has
really hard.
more knobs and dials and buttons to push than
He's
he
just
has in a long
pushing
time.
things in.
He's looking at the numbers and
He's-
checking out listeners.
It's
and
crazy.
checking out
the amount of
doing
things
the
he does.
no
You can
radio
see him
radio
over there.
Twitter and
Did you guys
Instagram.
see this? It's right over there. This. Yeah. So I got really hooked on Overwatch. Not
Mhm.
only did I get hooked. Okay.
It's all right.
So, yeah, there's only a couple.
Confess, my
maps.
son.
There's
Give
no
me your
single
sins.
player. But holy crap, Blizzard is amazing at game balance, at
Yeah.
level design.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Why is it
It's
called
so
Overwatch?
good.
Is it like a
Some organization
Yeah.
of monkeys and weird robots that protect the world. It's basically a Destiny ripoff with cartoony graphics.
It's nothing like Destiny.
That's why
It's
you
more
didn't like
Team-
it because
Team
you
Fortress 2.
Yeah,
you're anti-Destiny.
Destiny I got so bored with
It's
Destiny.
nothing like Destiny. Completely different. It's so much fun. It
with
praises you.
with its lack of single player.
praises you. It
game.
praises you for doing well. You get medals and you get loot boxes when you level up. And I might have spent money, like real money, on loot boxes because I wanted to get more skins. And
I feel like I need to just not come up to Pop next week and just so I can play Battlefront again.
I keep buying. I keep spending money on loot boxes.
So basically, Blizzard's got a sucker in you, is what they've
I don't
got.
have any money. I don't have any money because I spent it on loot boxes. I need all
So
my
you could have
skins.
bought last week. You mentioned you wanted a Super Grover Popped. You could have bought one.
I could have, but I was
and all
too
the
busy-
money
I was
you
buying-
spent on
I
Overwatch.
was buying fake stuff. I was buying stuff I can't even hold
Uh,
on Overwatch.
I mean, I really can't judge because at one point I
so
spent real money on Candy Crush Saga.
I-
Kingdom.
It's so fun.
Other than buying a physical copy of games, I do not spend my money on
okay,
that
I
stuff.
spent $5. It's only $5. I spent $5.
Okay,
I just wanted to
feel a
see-
little bit better about
I just wanted to see, so far.
God. This is why
It's
Blizzard
really
goes in
great.
waves for me. Like I'm usually right into
You gotta
Warcraft for
stay away
like
from- you gotta stay away from them. They're
6 months, and then I'm dead. I'm
like
bored
crap.
again.
Oh.
And I'm curious to see if Overwatch gives you the same thing, or if we're gonna be creating more PlayStation or
I-
Xbox. What you get it on?
I got it on PS4.
Okay, you can create more PS4 accounts so you can multi-box or whatever you kids are saying these days.
I'm just saying, maybe you should pick up Overwatch. Maybe you should grab it from a red box or something. Take a look. See
Wait,
how
who are
it
you
works.
talking to?
He's
Him or
talking to
me?
me. You don't know
Oh.
how to use the joysticks on the PlayStation controller yet.
That's because you shouldn't have
Then
to
you're in
operate your
trouble.
own camera like a peasant.
Well, this is a first-person shooter, so you wouldn't have to.
Just do it for me.
Yeah, you kind of do, don't you? You need both
Well, I
joysticks
mean, you
on
need-
Overwatch.
You do need both. Oh, you can't
That's
even
what
use both
she can't.
joysticks?
She doesn't like using both joysticks.
I like
What about
moving.
for
I don't
first-person
like
shooters?
moving a camera.
She doesn't
just
do
make
first-person
it.
shooters.
There's a lot of women in this too.
Just make it do.
There's a lot of porn about this too.
Yeah.
Why do you always bring up the porn that's connected to whatever? we're
Because
talking
there usually is.
about? No, there always
there's
is.
a-
There's a whole rule
There's
about
been a
it.
lot
but
of controversy over the
Like it's actually in the
sexiness of
news.
the
Like I've
characters.
posted it once on the Facebook page and then I've let it alone because that's all the news I want to
It's
get.
all about Tracer's butt.
I don't even know who that is.
No, she's fantastic. She's really fast. She can rewind.
When I played the beta,
she can rewind. She can rewind.
so she
time.
turns blue and goes into computers like the old '90s
No,
cartoon.
she goes backwards. She rewinds everything. So like if you get into a situation,
How does
you
that
don't
work with a
wanna be,
multiplayer
you
game?
hit magic. I don't know. I don't know. There was somebody playing this Tracer that was just wiping out my entire team. Like just got us from our coming out of our base. I was just messing us up.
Yeah, see, in the beta, all I did was run to a certain point and kill people on the way there, or protect that spot by killing people.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes you got to move a thing.
And then sometimes I collected loot. So it sounds a lot like
Loot, yeah.
World of Warcraft and Destiny. I go around killing a bunch of things, doing a lot of pointless objectives.
and you have a friend that won't shut up about how you should play it.
Exactly.
It's exactly the same.
I had a friend of mine buy me a PS4, the Destiny exclusive version of PS4, just so I play Destiny with him. So if you want to play Overwatch with you while you're spending this money, buy a second copy and I'll play Overwatch with you.
I just play by myself.
All right.
I could spend that
Worth a shot.
I could spend that $60 buying loot boxes.
Buying 12 loot boxes.
That's
Yeah, 12 times 5 is 60.
I only get 12.
Yeah.
No, it's not $5 per.
Oh, okay. I thought
It
you
was
said
no. I spent $5.
how much are the loot boxes? Like $1?
Yeah.
Okay. So you get
It's-
60 of them.
Maybe I will. Maybe the $2. Doesn't matter. It's the fun. That's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
So was my Battlefront. With
Well-
my Need Nub and my Lando Calrissian and my Greedo.
I
God, the
I
exclusive downloaded
apologize.
content on that one.
and you know that the content on this is going to be awesome.
Is it though?
It always is.
This month we
Blizzard
have
knows how
a
to
cape
support.
that comes out that's purple.
Well,
Last
and then
month
there's the
was
competitive.
pink.
There's the competitive esports. If you want to play some, like I've always wanted
I never
to play a
did.
sport.
This is gonna sound weird.
This is
I
gonna
never
be
did.
my sport.
I never did PvP with World of Warcraft. I
Man,
just
let me tell you, I was doing twos for a while there,
I think
playing the arena. There was violence.
I think my
violence
I
happened.
think
once.
my problem is while these games are fun because you can connect with a lot of people, you can play with people who aren't around. Like Red Dead Redemption, the buddy of mine who bought me the Destiny stuff, he was living in Florida at the time, and him and I played Red Dead Redemption online for hours
Oh, that's
on
fun.
end. Like plug the phones in, put it on speaker, and we would just
Type
go
people
around
to-
and kill people, shoot them up. We take over, just forts and just start holding down the fort in the literal sense.
holding down the fort.
Yeah, it was great, but like I like being able to play games with people in the room. As much as I dislike people, when I'm playing games, I want to do the couch co-op,
Very
man.
rarely have anybody around.
I see
it'll
3
be me
people in
and-
the studio. Well, I don't know about Justin
Well,
playing
what do you
video
guys want
games.
to play? Let's.
Well, I mean,
Fire
we
it
play
up.
Lego Dimensions all the time, and
We do play
apparently,
a lot of Lego
That is true.
Sarah just found something about it. For those of you who do play Lego Dimensions, something is coming out. We're supposed to get a new update on June 9th, apparently.
Yeah, they're doing
Lego
another wave.
Dimensions,
Hold on, I'm
yeah.
tweeting about Warcraft now. You can't have me
Oh,
go back and
okay.
forth like this. I will get that information.
But yeah, Lego Dimensions posted a little trailer with Lego Batman saying
their trailer. They have done some really cool marketing for Lego
they have.
Dimensions.
They had Doctor Who, Venkman, and Doc Brown all at an intersection.
Yeah, and meeting and saying doctor.
and then they all.
Okay.
Whatever. It's hilarious.
Here it is.
It's the
Lego
best.
Dimension Games Year 2 expansion to feature characters from several franchises. Report said franchises to added to the action title include Harry Potter, Adventure Time, and Powerpuff Girls. Yes.
Oh wow.
I'm in.
That's kind of. Cool.
I'm fine with all three of those, honestly. But what I'm surprised is, and I don't know who's holding them back on this because we kind of totally jumped topics now, but we're still sticking with the video games. Marvel's had the Marvel superhero video game was the Lego.
Does that
Marvel?
have to do with their Disney Infinity tie-in?
I don't, and see, that's what I don't know. Did
assume.
Marvel go with Disney Infinity over Lego Dimensions, and that's why we don't have the Lego
I feel
Dimensions?
like they have to.
So
I feel like they have to.
I mean, Disney Infinity's dead, so why not move to Lego Dimensions at this point?
They may. That'll be interesting.
And
That'll be interesting. to see.
the Lego Marvel superheroes video game was great.
It may also have something to do with DC. DC already being in it because you don't want Marvel interacting
Why
with
not?
DC.
Why wouldn't you want? I mean, this is the crossover game to play.
I don't pretend to know anything about trade laws.
Me neither. But it okay. If for those of you who follow me on Twitter, when we were playing this incredibly heavy, we've started to pick it back up a little bit. And you've seen the Midway Arcade stuff where you can go back and play old arcade games.
I've really had
great.
a lot of fun with that.
But we played Paperboy for like an hour solid.
We really did. Oh, what was the one I hated? It's that crazy car one.
The Sprint Racer or whatever.
Yeah, Super Sprint. It's
Sprint needs the wheel.
It's hard to control. Yeah.
Because it had a weird control scheme.
But I've had a lot
the
of
joysticks are even weirder. But I mean, this game. What I was trying to say, this game is like the ultimate crossover game. I am playing as the 12th Doctor, riding a raptor from Jurassic World in Hill Valley, while Ghostbusters theme plays in the background. I mean, you can't.
I can't handle that. I can't be expected to deal with this.
It's still fun after all this time.
You're addicted to Lego Dimensions. I'm addicted to Overwatch.
I'm telling you, Lego Dimensions saved our relationship. Okay, maybe
not.
not.
I was gonna say
we'd be fine. But still, I mean, I feel like we've. I feel like we've.
The Keith and Sarah project now airing on.
Right. HealOurRelationship.com. No, we really had a lot of fun playing it, and we still do. And it's fun to play together, and it's fun for Keith.
I think that's what it is. I mean, the old Turtles games back on the Super Nintendo and Nintendo. I mean, you're there playing with people. You could
I like those.
Mario Kart, still fun because you can play with people. And to bring it full circle, that's kind of why I get bored with MMORPGs really quickly. There we go. Get the letters out
really quickly. There's no way you'll be able to say it really quickly.
MMORPG.
Oh, okay, I was wrong. So we were kind of talking about Warcraft and summer movies. Now You See Me Too. Perfect example. I believe one of you guys put up a Popped article that was talking about this summer and the sequel. And this is something I think we've touched on Popped before. It seems like we're getting a lot of sequels that I don't
Neighbors
know who
too.
liked these movies. Was Neighbors that big of a hit? I don't remember it being a huge hit. I think it might have crossed 100 million.
I have a friend of mine who said she is put off by Seth Rogen now after Neighbors. Wow. She was so disappointed in Neighbors that she is done with Seth Rogen.
That's rough.
I mean,
that's rough.
That's how. And so,
but I get it.
And Neighbors is getting a third movie, I think.
Was the second one popular? I don't remember it being.
It had Chloe Moretz Grace or whatever.
Wait, okay, we're talking Neighbors.
Yeah.
So they had a fraternity, and now they have a sorority. What's the third one going to be? A daycare?
Nice. Kids are going to get what they deserve.
I mean, seriously.
Nap time.
No, they're like spring break week or something. You watch. You watch.
Is it is it an actual sequel or a
spring break
spiritual
week
sequel?
Well, this is kind of hot on the heels of the Turtles movie came out this last weekend.
Yep.
It made $35 million.
Yeah.
On a $135 million budget. They're gonna need to. They'll make their money back
slowly,
especially overseas.
Slowly.
This movie will probably do better overseas. X-Men Apocalypse. it made 85 million, but it had a really huge drop off, and there's
Still haven't
really
seen it.
really mixed reviews.
I still haven't seen it. I'm a horrible co-host.
I liked it. I
Is it
liked
because Apocalypse choked a bitch?
Well, exclusively. I did. I liked it. It wasn't bad. I can see why people wouldn't like it,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I'm
I was
gonna go out and
entertained,
see that,
so,
and I'm gonna go see
done.
Turtles eventually.
It seems like there were going up against Apocalypse was the Alice in Wonderland movie,
Yep.
which made like $30 million altogether.
And don't forget, earlier this year we had Snow White, the Winter's War or whatever. The
Oh,
sequel to that.
yeah.
Haunted
Oh,
Asylum.
yeah.
Snow White's not even in it.
Yeah.
Who wanted these sequels? I
Executives who
I
saw
don't-
dollar signs from the first movie.
but did Alice? Oh, I guess Alice in Wonderland did do really well.
The first one did really well.
I
But
don't
the
feel
second
like
one,
people wanted it though.
the second one or
They
the first?
clearly didn't want the second one.
Oh yeah, no, they didn't want the second one.
Was there a chance that Johnny Depp gate had something to do with it? Because
Doubt it.
Johnny Depp likes to choke a bitch.
I doubt it.
Yeah, but she just. Did you see that whole business?
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah,
I don't like the.
She accused him. Amber Heard accused him of
It looks
domestic
all
violence,
looks
and now
fishy.
Amber Heard's girlfriend accused her of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
it's-
apparently that was back in 2009, and I'm so confused.
It's yeah.
Just stop hitting people.
Yeah,
unless
everyone.
unless they're
it's-
into it, unless it's
Unless it's
consensual.
consensual.
Or your Apocalypse.
You know?
Then you got to sometimes
if
choke
you're-
out Mystique.
If you're a bad guy, you do bad guy things
Yeah.
like choke a bitch.
Yeah.
You know.
Or ruin Rose McGowan's career.
Oh,
Yeah, we
gosh,
just
what a
we
mess
we
that
didn't do
was.
Butthurt
It's
Theater
just-
tonight, but that would have been. Yeah, I don't get why people are so pissed off about that. Like,
Because they can.
Alexis,
Okay,
so
no.
Alexis, wait. Alexis is weighing in on the sequels before you guys get on your rant.
We're not going to rant on that. We're going to go right back. to
I
sequels.
have one point I do want to make. on
Okay,
that.
we got 1 point. We're
Well, okay. So Alexis is the biggest Snow White fan that there has ever been, and she says that these unnecessary sequels are killing the true spirit of Snow White. And like the way the beloved character was set up by Disney out like a zillion years ago, it's just
Hashtag not my Snow White.
hashtag not my Snow White.
well,
That's
my
exactly
Snow
it.
White is Grimm's original Snow White, who was like violent and
Murdered people.
murdered people. That's what I enjoy.
Which one is the one where the lady danced to death?
Wasn't it Cinderella?
We had that whole no
It was on Shower Thoughts before we.
Yeah, you guys did do this.
I've got the notebook with me. I can
Sleeping Beauty.
Was it Sleeping Beauty?
No, Evil Stepsister. Cinderella. You're right. It was Cinderella.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
Snow White, she actually just choked on an apple bit, went into a coma, and then like the horse ride to her funeral or whatever, like dislodged the apple, and she woke up.
Oh.
So
Wow. Happily ever after.
Okay,
Yeah.
back to Apocalypse City.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, what's your
that-
take on Apocalypse?
Okay, it's. I don't know how I'm going to say this without sounding horrible, but whatever. Okay, women want all this equality stuff, but
Gotta
then as soon
separate
as
myself from this conversation.
but then all of a sudden, as soon as a dude is the villain, the bad guy, the evil one, the one we're supposed to root against, is doing something bad to a woman, it's supposed to be, oh, take it easy on her.
So what you're saying is selective equality.
Okay, here's the thing. Let's consider all the possibilities.
Mhm.
Okay, we've got a man choking a woman, and it shows violence against women. If we showed a woman choking a man, it would show that women are all like ball busting bitches, and it would
Yeah.
paint women in a negative light.
And I'd enjoy it.
And if we showed a man choking another man, it would be
Keep
where
that
are
gay
where are
agenda
the
out of here.
it would be where are the women.
Yeah.
And if it was a woman choking another woman, it would be
Yeah.
that the,
Yeah.
It'd be playing in my
stay with me, boys. It would be that that women are being pitted against each other. So I really don't know.
You can't win.
There's no way to win. Now, arguably, they could have gone for a softer poster, but I don't feel like that. I mean, obviously, this is effective marketing. We're
Here's my
talking
thing.
about it.
Yeah.
is you've got to be really, really careful of the battles you fight, because if you, it's important to fight these battles. Again, it's everyone knows that there's equality problems, that there's
Yes.
gender equality issues, especially with regards to what women get paid. There's violence issues against women. You've got to pick your battles, because if you go and you just fight everything that you perceive to be the evil battles, then you're gonna run the risk of what do you call it? Calling wolf.
Yeah. No. Okay. Now I will say.
Crying wolf.
So yeah, crying wolf.
I was like, it's not lining up in my head.
So like, okay, let's think about the outcome here. So,
but to finish my point,
Because
you're
the
going to run
man's
the
speaking.
risk. You're going to run the risk of the real problems
right.
undermining your battle, the greater war against gender
Equality.
Inequality. Well, to your point, I think you're right about that. Rose McGowan, who renounced.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. The reason this got brought up, an out-of-work actress brought this up as some sort of violent thing.
and kind of what I also think is kind of reprehensible, though. Then she immediately gets attacked for having an idea like this. Now, to be fair, in that case, kind of a crackpot idea. You've gone a little too far.
Yeah.
Does she deserve to be attacked
No.
and kind of
No one
dredged
does,
over the
but that's what
coals?
the internet does.
No, but that's what's going to happen.
No, she didn't deserve to be attacked, but she certainly welcomed it.
Yes.
Now, women do not welcome violence against themselves. Nobody does.
Well,
Unless
what's going to happen next time when a legitimate, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Is it going to be taken as seriously because we've just had Rose McGowan going, oh, superheroes are choking each other?
So here's my position on that. Rose McGowan, out of work actors' jobs is to get attention to themselves.
Yes.
That's their job. When they're not working,
and she has a history of
she does that. She does that. Whether
crazy
she's banging
behavior.
Marilyn Manson or she's renouncing superhero movies, like she does her job. You know, she's out of work and her job is to get attention on herself no matter how. That's what she's doing. Now, I agree with you that her freaking out over this poster probably didn't warrant the backlash that it got, but she did open herself up for it, and she asked for it. Now, now if she's getting any,
and I'm not defending her because I think this kind of behavior is absolutely detrimental to
now
cause.
If she's getting any threats of violence, she doesn't deserve those. Nobody does. But here's my thinking. If she is genuinely concerned about pay inequality or violence against women, there are actual ways to help remedy the situation. There is the bigger issue of mental health that always is a battle that needs to be fought. There are, shelters and groups for women who actually are abused and not paid zillions of dollars to be choked on a movie poster, who are actually choked out in real life in horrible violent situations.
Now there's a chance, and I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but I think that this is what does happen when these things start to compound and compound and compound, is that it desensitizes everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So now when those women who really, really need help, these battered women that need to be helped out of their situation and taken seriously, are they going to be taken as seriously now that we're desensitized because everybody's crying over the smallest amount?
Well, that's the risk. I mean, you look back on, this is hardly the first movie poster to suggest violence against women. There are whole movies that base a theme around it. Even 50
or sexualize them instead of
I mean,
like the Avengers poster they got so much crap because Black Widow was turned around. We got to see her fine ass, but then all the dudes were facing forward.
Same thing happened with Overwatch.
Yeah, so I mean, I think absolutely that it runs the risk of minimizing the actual problem. It's the same way whenever there's a false rape allegation. And not,
you don't ever want to have to be put in this position of not being able to believe a woman when she says that she's been raped.
Right, or not believing a woman when she says she feels threatened.
Yeah.
Because it's a serious business. But to say you feel threatened because you see a movie poster. Now, most of the buzz I saw about it was, this is a bit jarring for a interstate billboard, which, like, honestly, I
think that's what they were going for.
Yeah, I think they were too. I mean, that's marketing. You want to grab attention right now.
And those movies have really, Mystique has been the central focus of the newer movie series.
Whole other arguing point there.
Yeah, well, Jennifer Lawrence is so hot right now.
So you've got to establish this big threat that's coming in against what is basically the focal point of a movie that's got a lot of characters.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I mean, it's not one of these things where I think that these marketers were like, can we find an image that's going to be provocative or evocative and throw it up on a highway? But, you know, does that trigger people? Are there women that got choked up against their kitchen cabinets like that?
It
probably, but we can't.
It got blown out of proportion. It must have been a slow news day. I don't remember what happened the day it came out. Clearly, the kid hadn't fallen into the gorilla pit yet.
No, I think it was yesterday when she.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday when that whole blew up.
Yesterday when Rose McGowan said her thing.
I think she said it maybe last week, but it was covered yesterday.
Well, yeah, but I feel like I saw it a while.
Maybe.
I feel like
maybe it was last week. But
I think it was late last week.
You know, honestly, time will tell. It's a slow summer. It's a slow summer for movies. No one's been really overwhelmed yet. It feels like ages since we had you know, with Iron Man.
A Marvel movie?
Yeah, what was the last one? Oh, when they were
Civil War.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Sorry. Yeah, but it feels like a long time, right? What have we been doing since then? Talking about Civil War and continuing to rail on about Batman versus Superman. I mean,
is there anything else this summer that you guys are looking forward to?
Finding Dory. That's about it. I mean, I know there's more I will see. I know I'll see Turtles. I know I'll see Ghostbusters, but Finding Dory is really the only thing I'm excited about.
I'm excited about Ghostbusters, and I'm not afraid to say it.
I don't know if there is anything. I mean, what else?
Oh, Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
That I think will be good. That's in August.
What's got on the list? Sausage Party.
Yeah.
What's Spectral?
Sounds
yeah.
like
I
something
think
I'll
it's
be
a
skipping.
Bond thing, isn't it?
Is it?
Spectre that came out last
No,
year.
yeah.
Came out last year.
Womp
Okay,
womp.
Star Trek Beyond, Jason Bourne.
Oh, that's right.
it's a
Star
lot
Trek
of.
Beyond gonna do well.
I don't think so.
Eh.
I can't.
There-
I can't remember that it's a thing. Like that's got to be bad if I can't even remember that it's a movie.
I mean, Wrath of Khan. Well, Star Trek 2 Into
Have
Darkness
I talked about how
was-
much I do like the new Star Trek movies because they finally got rid of all that nonsense other Trek that's unwatchable. The 40 years of that garbage. And I just come out and say that stuff is unwatchable.
and they gave us predictable. I got nothing. I can't
I can't do this
even.
character with Sarah. She's give me the look.
I don't. What?
With the exception of Next Generation.
The first
I'm not
first-
crazy.
the
Next
first-
Generation's fantastic.
the first Abrams Star Trek movie was all right, but then after that, the Into Darkness was
Woo, I fell
disgusting. What, in first one or the second one?
Second one.
Second one. I was, oh god, I almost vomited in the theater.
So that brings us full circle.
It does.
Sequels.
It's-
Although I feel like
well,
they could have gotten away with that.
I think
that
I
second
think
Star
that,
Trek.
I think the sequels. If you're making a sequel just to try to capitalize on the success from the first movie, there's no point. Moviegoers are too smart for that now.
What
It's
is-
not gonna.
what
They're
are
not
some
gonna
of
waste
the
their money.
What are some of the worst sequels you guys have ever seen?
Some of the worst sequels.
Yeah, in your opinion, they were just unneeded. Because everybody says Caddyshack 2, but I kind of like Caddyshack 2. Caddyshack 2 was on right now. I'd watch it.
Blues Brothers 2000.
Yeah,
I will support the movie
because
for
it
the
had good music.
It had great music. I mean, because of the first movie, everybody wanted to be in the second one. Clapton, Bo Diddley, Lou Rawls, Billy Preston. I mean, Steve Winwood. I mean, they had everybody, and it was a great final scene. It just didn't need to happen.
As a movie, it was complete donkey garbage.
Yeah, pretty much. That's my sequel that didn't need to happen, which I'm sure anyone who knows me is not surprised by that.
Sir.
You know,
Sequel that you've seen.
I'm drawing a complete blank, but then I'm looking at this list now, and Speed 2
No kidding.
was terrible.
I got Matrix
kidding.
Reloaded. Speaking of speed,
Oh
too.
yeah, Matrix Reloaded. Yeah, that's
Put
pretty
both of
bad.
those on.
Matrix.
The
Matrix
first movie was
Reloaded.
great. It didn't need a sequel.
Oh, so good. And then you got so excited for Matrix Reloaded. Then you think, oh, Matrix Reloaded was so bad. Revolutions can't be any worse.
I haven't seen Revolutions.
Good.
I haven't seen the third Lord of the
Keep it
Rings
that way.
either.
Anything after
I got
Lord of the
bored
Rings.
after Return of the King. It was a lot of
Anything-
trees fighting, and I was just like,
I would know Return
Eh.
of the King was the third one.
yeah, I haven't seen it. What was the second one? The Two Towers. Two Towers. A bunch
Two
of trees
Towers
and
was
elephants.
slow.
Yeah, it was a lot of elephants and trees fighting, and I never
like
got around to
those.
seeing the third one.
I'll tell you what I didn't like: the Hobbit movies.
I saw the first two.
Yeah,
Haven't seen
I
the
saw
third
the
one.
first one.
Oh, yeah.
I never saw the second.
Figured
or
keep my
third.
track record going.
Those Hobbit movies are not good. I did like the Lord of the Rings.
Now
films, though.
I was quite I liked The Hangover, but I didn't like the
2
ones that-
and 3 were some of the worst
it
movies
was
ever
It
made.
was
Didn't see 'em.
baloney.
Didn't
Now
bother to see
They
them.
were
Didn't need them.
not
I saw
needed.
the second one, and it was a big like. Meh.
How about Pitch Perfect 2? Because I heard Pitch Perfect 2 didn't do as well as the first one, and they've actually
I would have to like Pitch Perfect. first.
but they've bumped back the production of the third Pitch Perfect because the second one was kind of wobbly.
Oh, good.
The first one wasn't bad. I mean, for what it was a simple, fun comedy.
I liked it.
You know what I can remember being a sequel that I just hated?
Hmm.
Home Alone 2.
Oh, Anchorman.
It's the
was-
same. Oh wow, Anchorman 2 is one of
I did.
comedy sequels
I
as a
lo-
whole.
I liked
not great.
I didn't see it.
I liked it for the sheer fact of the commentary it was doing on the status of news media today. Like the commentary it was
That's not really why I watch comedy.
no, neither was I, but that and the last battle scene with like all the cameos, Jim Carrey as a Canadian newscaster.
The movie was just the jokes were so
Oh,
flat.
yeah.
though.
Overall, I wouldn't suggest it, but there were a few highlights in that movie for me.
Here's a movie. I'm gonna throw a few out here.
Okay, what you got?
This movie, when they make a sequel to a movie that's terrible, I don't understand. Grown Ups 2.
Never saw the first one.
The
Yeah.
first one's garbage.
Are they making a Pixels too?
Oh, are they making Wild Hogs too?
They might be.
Oh
I hope
man,
so.
that
They
would be
were.
exciting.
They were going to at one point. I know that much.
Wilder Hogs. Yeah.
Tron Legacy. Yeah, any of you guys see
I
Tron
saw it.
Legacy?
Can we talk about what's Blade Runner 2? They're coming out with a new Blade Runner 30 years later.
Yeah.
Are
Oh,
you
I got
okay
this.
with
Actually, that reminds me. Alien 3 and 4.
You liked Alien
4
2?
was terrible.
We didn't need them. After the first two,
3 was
eh,
I don't know how to feel about 3.
I had to rewatch them
3
again.
was 3. Well, 3 was famously screwed with
Yeah.
because you're
A
talking
lot of
about
sequels are. Spider-Man 3, famously fucked with.
Well,
they didn't want to. Raimi didn't want to do.
didn't want to do Venom.
Yeah.
Well, Alien 3 was David Fincher,
Okay.
who one of the best filmmakers in my opinion.
Joss Whedon worked on the fourth.
Joss
one, right?
Whedon worked on the 4th one, on
Okay.
Resurrection. Yeah, and they completely took away the cut that he wanted to do, and they really, really locked him in. And it's too bad because I would love to, because there's hints of a really good movie there.
Okay.
And I really like the premise. I don't like the fact that they kill off Newt and they kill off Hicks and they kill off, well, essentially kill off not Data. Bishop. But there's hints of a really good tense movie in that film, and it's obvious that somebody screwed with the vision. Did you guys see Prometheus?
Yes. Oh god, that was horrible.
It was supposed to be, well, they're working on Prometheus too, although I think it's become an
And it's
alien movie.
Alien Covenant is
Yeah.
the new.
Yay.
So they can kind of tie it back into the Alien movie because that's what a lot of people didn't like about the first one. There was like, no,
aliens.
yeah.
Let's get an alien in this thing.
How about Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo?
Never saw the
Yeah.
first one.
Again,
You don't know
comedy,
what you're missing.
comedy sequel's just not great.
You know, there's a lot
I
of
can't
horror.
think of a comedy sequel I like.
There's a lot of horror sequels on this list, like Exorcist 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Exorcist 2, the one where it doesn't even have anything to do with
I don't
the
know.
I think it's a lot of Exorcist 2. They basically just take her to a therapist.
The Mummy, Tomb of the no wait,
Oh man,
Dragon Emperor or whatever.
No, Tomb of the Scorpion King.
no,
Was 2 the
Scorpion King. Well, 2 was the Scorpion King. That was like the Mummy Returns though. But the third one they did, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, was made like 10 years after the Mummy Returns.
Oh, and there's
I totally forgot about that.
they're rebooting the Mummy
With Tom Cruise.
with Tom Cruise.
Oh no.
Makes no sense.
Are they really? I like
Yeah.
them. That wasn't that long ago.
So okay, what's the reverse of this? Best sequels you've ever seen? Give me. Let's cleanse the palate before we leave everybody and go to Kanye West to Wetterbot.
Best
Your favorite sequel.
sequels.
I hate to go Star Wars because that's just like an easy grab.
Yeah,
so-
Empire. Or a sequel that you think is better than. The
I'm gonna
original.
say Toy Story 3.
Oh yeah.
is the best of that.
Yeah.
That's a damn dark movie.
Yeah,
At one
but
point, they
like,
just accept their fate that they're going to die and hold hands and just wait for it.
oh my god, it's so powerful. Yeah, Toy Story 3.
is rough. Keith, anything?
Indiana Jones or Aliens, maybe.
Aliens is mine. I think
I
Aliens
mean-
is a way better movie than Alien. And I know I'll get a
love
lot
both.
of.
I love both. I mean, they're both.
I know I'll get a lot of crap for that. I'm like, oh, you like action movies? Yeah. I fiercely love Aliens. Love that movie. There's not a dull point in that movie.
I'm trying to think of.
And when I say dull point, I'm looking at you, Alien.
I'm trying to.
I'd rather watch it from Jonesy's perspective.
Well, they're making a Splash movie from the mermaid perspective now,
Yay!
because that's what we needed.
Finally, there's a sequel.
X2.
X2. More
That was-
X.
Yeah. Yes.
That's
The X
starring
returns.
DMX, right?
Yes.
I'm a big fan of that.
X gonna give it to you.
Speaking of rappers I don't like, I think it's time to
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Oh,
yeah,
Spider-Man 2.
was good.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2, Revenge of the Spider-Man.
Son of Spider-Man.
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight
Yeah,
is
Dark Knight is on this
so
list.
much
Well,
Dark
these are
Knight.
superheroes. I feel
That's
there's
a
got to
good
be
point.
other.
Yeah.
I feel like there's got to be like
Superhero movies a lot of times break the sequel.
Winter
curse.
Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier was good.
Maybe even better than Civil War. Kanye Twitter bot, let's fire that sucker up. Did you put fuel in it? We had problems. We had to actually get the technician in here.
Did we fix the pull cord? 'Cause I know that.
Oh,
No,
get a
Oh.
little more,
plug him
a
in.
little more gas.
Kanye, come on, fam, man. You know you like fish dick. Are you a gay fish, Kanye? Come on, Kanye. Are you a gay fish?
Thank you, Olivier, for making 4 dresses for Kim to choose from, which we chopped in half. And thank you for turning my personal jean jacket into a couture piece. And thank you for turning my personal jean jacket into a couture piece. And thank you for turning my personal
It's
jean
stuck.
jacket into
It's
a
stuck.
couture
It's
piece.
stuck.
Kanye, get out of it. Did he chop Kim in half?
There's no telling.
I mean, did the dress? Why would they chop these couture dresses in half? I'm so confused.
We're not supposed to understand the genius of Kanye.
Bot, clarify.
Turn off the Kanye bot.
And thank you for turning my personal jean
so-
jacket into a couture piece.
Call the guy.
Wait, I have a
Call
question.
the guy.
Did they take his personal jean jacket and turn it into a couture piece?
These are questions no one's. You know what? I think someone does know the answer. Is it? I think it. Nah, let's just get the feral conservatives
Oh
to play us
God,
out.
really, they're our only
probably bad,
hope.
yeah.
Our only hope.